Vast and ahoy once again to ye mateys! I be your surprisingly tired and shagged out host, Josh the Pirate, and it brings me an amount of joy greater than or equal to Kanye West looking in a mirror to welcome me back to Corsair's Cove and our brand new season, Mano a Mano. With me I have me lovely wife, the Mother of Bunnies. Karen, who the heck are you?
I am the aforementioned Mother of Bunnies. I am a performer, a writer. I lend my voice to the podcast There Be Dragons, playing the fearsome and on-the-run Rowland Westfall. You can follow me on Twitter as Mother of Bunnies. You can follow me on Instagram as my burlesque alter ego, Miss Lollamore, who has a show next weekend on Sunday night at the Theatre Royale in Northbridge in Perth, Western Australia, if you fancy. Otherwise, I'll be back here on Thursday night for Humblewood.
Sick. And I am Josh the Pirate. Yes, you can find me here tomorrow night playing a bit of Total Warhammer 3. I'm gonna try out my Ogre Boys. I'm gonna see if I can work through the whole campaign with them. Back on Thursday night for Humblewood, more of the Humble Weird as the DM. And that's actually it for me at the moment. We are wanting to, but we're a ways off from finishing. We were supposed to finish the game on Phoenixy Wacky last Friday night, but that didn't happen because we faffed about an awful lot because we do that. So it was the penultimate episode, but we've got to wait a little while now because charity games are getting in the way of scheduling. But never mind. Yeah, that's me. That's who I am. You can also find me in There Be Dragons as well, and generally infesting the art scene here in Perth. Right. Well, mateys. It's also important to remind our smooth, light-footed, and most likely +5 to stealth audience to please like, follow, and subscribe to all the things, you bloody champions. We've got all the socials, ! Socials. That's just typing it up on my notes. We don't really need that. Socials. There we are. And we have a fully updated YouTube, except for one, which I'm having an argument with. But other than that, it's fully updated, I promise. Right. But first thing we need to do before we actually play this evening is Beryl needs to level up.
He does.
So, because there's a sort of a handover between me and you, I suppose we could probably do this together, Karen.
I think that would be fair.
So, let's have a look. Because it's relatively easy. I can go to the character builder and just add +1 level. Now, I think we stay Bard. Because level 4 it gets an ability score improvement. And here's the problem is I can't remember what her abilities are. So, yeah, we are currently looking at a 15 in intelligence and a 17 in charisma and a 7 in strength. Those are the uneven ones, so we can bring 2 of them up to a better score. Or we can take a feat and bring 1 of them up to a better score. I adore the telepathic feat, for example, and that can improve both charisma and intelligence by 1, for example. There is also telekinetic. Both feats from Tasha's, but both are dope. Or we could plan to do that in the future. Because the next time she gets a ability score improvement, she'll only have a single uneven stat. And if we improve her intelligence and her charisma by 1 now, the only thing left to improve will be her strength. And feats that buff your strength, there aren't a huge amount that would be useful to her. So I'm almost inclined to say take a point in charisma and a point in strength to make her only a -1 for strength. I do think we want to buff the charisma one way or the other, because that's her casting class. And I'd love to buff the intelligence, but it leaves us with a -2 in strength, which isn't a problem in and of itself, but we could make that -2 a -1. Leave the intelligence where it's at because she's actually quite smart.
Yes, she is.
And then we have a mental stat that we could take a feat with, because there's a lot of feats that buff the mental stats. One of them being telepathic or telekinetic. But there are others. Or we could look at a feat that buffs charisma and leave both the intelligence and the strength for another time. Should we look at the feats? Should we just look at the feats?
Consider.
Okay. Ability score improvement. Choose an option. Let's just try feats. Let's have a look. Choose a feat. Because you can... There is, for example... none of that. That's not particularly useful. Fey Touched, which is... you can take it at a point of intelligence, wisdom, or charisma, and then you learn Misty Step and one first level spell of your choice.
Ooh.
The first level spell must be from the Divination or Enchantment School of Magic. You can cast each of these spells without expending a spell slot. You can also use spell slots to cast them, but you get the first casting for free per long rest. Fey Touched, dope. And also, if you take it with Charisma, then they're your normal casting class anyway, which is your highest stat, because Charisma is your casting class for the spells you take. So we can get more spells and buff her Charisma by 1. Which kind of also tracks for what just happened to her. A little bit like she went to another world, she read a few books.
She had a magical experience.
Yeah. So that sort of... That does track quite well, narratively. Keen Mind. I remember Keen Mind being good. Keen Mind. You can increase your intelligence score by 1. You always know which way is north. You always know the number of hours left before sunrise or sunset. You can accurately recall anything you have seen or heard in the last month.
Wow.
It's an intelligence buff, but it's a good one. Metamagic Adept. Ooh. Yeah, you gain 2 metamagic options and you gain 2 sorcery points, but it doesn't buff anything, and that's not what we're looking for. Telepathic or telekinetic, both are cool, and you could take them all both in wisdom, intelligence, or charisma. Telekinetic means you learn the Mage Hand cantrip, and you can cast it without verbal or semantic components, so you don't have to talk or move. Like it's normally gesture-based, and you don't have to. As a bonus action, you can try to telekinetically shove one creature you can see within 30 feet. When you do so, they must succeed a strength saving throw 8, DC of 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus the ability score modifier increased by this trait, which is charisma, which is good. It would be the same as your spellcasting DC, which is quite high. So that's neat. Telepathic is very similar. You speak telepathically with any creature you can see within 60 feet of you. Your telepathic utterance are in a language you know. The creature understands you only if it knows that language. Your communication doesn't give the creature the ability to respond telepathically. You can also cast the Detect Thoughts spell, requiring no spell slot or components, and you must finish a long rest before you cast it again. Your spellcasting ability for the spell is the ability increased by the feat. If you have a spell slot of level 2 or higher, you can cast it with them. So it's the same as Fey Touched a bit. They all are around the same point. You look at like a spell or a cantrip, a neat ability, and a +1 to one of your abilities. The Fey Touch basically being you get 2 abilities, but you get 2 spells, but one is Misty Step. A Misty Step is a great spell to have.
Misty Step is awesome. Like, no complaints about Misty Step.
What else? There is Spell Sniper for Bard, Sorcerer, or Warlock.
You had me at Sniper.
You learn to cast a spell that requires you to make an attack roll. The spell's range is... when you cast a spell that requires you to make an attack roll, the spell range is doubled. Your ranged spell attacks ignore half and three-quarter cover. You learn one cantrip that requires an attack roll. Choose the cantrip from the Bard, Sorcerer, or Warlock spell list. Your spellcasting ability for that cantrip is Charisma. But you don't buff any abilities, unfortunately.
So we kind of want a bit of buff and a bit of magic.
Yeah. Shadow Touched is another one, which is like you've got the Feywild and the Shadow Realm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. V was...
That's, of course, yes.
Yeah.
Shadow Touched, you can go... Same deal, you get 3 kinds in Charisma, Intelligence, or Wisdom. You learn the Invisibility spell and one spell of your choice. Same as Fey Touch, just it's the Shadow Realm instead. I would go Fey Touched over Shadow Touched. But
it makes more sense given what just happened.
Also, the spells have to be Illusion or Necromancy. Not very Beryl.
No, she's kind of got mostly... She's got some minor defensive magic and some minor healing magic.
Yeah. The rest of it's sort of...
Hey, Thamior!
Hey, Thamior! Cleaning out the game cabinet. Yes, well, we are... Thamior, we are leveling up Beryl, which means, Thamior, seeing as you're here, would you, before you go and clean out the game cabinet, do us the immense favour of rolling a d8 in chat for Beryl's hit points? Get durable?
Wait with bated breath.
It's exclamation mark roll space 8, my friend. Durable raises your con by 1. A 3. Not amazing.
Look,
we will get another one from someone else because we always take the best of 2. Increase your con by 1 when you roll hit dice to regain hit points. The minimum number of hit points you regain from the rolls equals twice your con mod. That's quite good, but it's not really Beryl. Eldritch Adept. Studying occult lore, you learn 1 Eldritch Invocation. Ooh. Nah, I'm good. What do you reckon? I think Fey Touched. If we are going to do a feat.
What? Talk that one by me again? So
Fey Touched is... Lizelle! Lizelle, can you exclamation mark roll space 8 as well, please? Do better than 3, please.
And we won't tell anyone you're listening to
Hey,
this,
look.
but
That's totally fine.
I listen to podcasts at work. It's basically the same thing, right? Stops me going insane.
If we're going to take a feat, that would be the one I would take. It's Misty Step and another spell of the Illusion or Divination schools.
Apparently
7!
my
Nice.
antivirus did not find any threats.
Well, that's good.
Oh,
Thank you very much, Lizelle. 7 is... that is good. That is good.
Sorry, Thamior, Lizelle knocked you out of the park on that one.
Yep, no, I'll take it. I don't think Thamior will hold it against us. Alright. Yeah, excellent. Okay. Chef. You can increase your con or wisdom by 1. You gain proficiency with cook's tools if you don't already have it. As part of a short rest, you can cook special food, providing you have the ingredients and cook's utensils to hand. You can prepare enough of this food for a number of creatures equal to 4 plus your proficiency bonus. At the end of a short rest, any creature who eats the food and spends 1 or more hit dice regain an extra 1d8 hit points. With 1 hour of work, when you finish a long rest, you can cook a number of treats equal to your proficiency bonus. These treats last for 8 hours after being made. A creature can use a bonus action to eat one and gain temporary hit points equal to your proficiency bonus.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Problem is, she doesn't need wisdom or con.
No. Those ones are fine. Like, wisdom would be okay, because wisdom's just a flat at the moment. It's not good or bad.
I mean, it's currently 10. Making it 11 wouldn't be any better. It would give you another uneven stat.
Yeah.
And we'd have to wait till level 12 to even them all out. Like, I take a single feat to balance my stats out if necessary, and then I push one to 20 with my ability score enhancements. And Beryl doesn't have particularly good stats. It's a really neat feat. Unfortunately, wisdom is not the place to put it. I would, like, if we really like Chef, I don't think it makes any sense, but it's a really cool feat.
It's really cool. Definitely put a pin in that one.
Yeah. Shall we say Charisma Fey Touched?
Yeah, I think so. I think that works.
I'd agree. Alrighty.
Sorry, my glasses are a bit grubby.
Bolly! Hey, Bolly! Good to see you. Choose a spell.
My antivirus has found nothing. I'm delighted. It just dinged really loudly. So I assume everyone else heard it.
I did.
Like, you don't have any viruses. I'm like, awesome, thanks. Love it.
Right, so the options are, we can learn Hunter's Mark, which is very Beryl, as an ex-police officer, and does extra damage to people she chooses to, or the bonus action, which is also kind of cool. There is also Bless.
What does Bless do again?
Bless is a plus 1d4 to attack rolls.
For yourself or other people?
4 people, up to 4 people that you like,
Possibly
including
not the
yourself.
best for this campaign, then.
Not super useful. There is Identify.
Identify is handy though.
Identify is good. Animal Friendship. Bane, which is the opposite of Bless, or Beast Bond. Charm Person, Command, Compelled Duel, Detect Magic, Detect Poison and Disease, Detect Evil and Good, Comprehend Languages. This is hard because
I'm like, I don't even know.
Hunter's Mark is awesome, but Comprehend Languages is extremely useful for a detective as well.
Yeah, because she only speaks.
She speaks Dwarven, Common,
Elvish and Orc.
and Elvish and Orc. She's pretty multilingual. Hunter's Mark is really good for tracking stuff down, though.
It is.
Because you just basically see it, and right, I've got you now. There we are. Don't go more than a mile.
Can't find you.
The other trick is, it's a free casting. Once a day.
So it would be a little handy to have a more directed defensive spell, because kind of our only low-level defensive spell is Sleep, but that's an area effect, so you can't direct it at a specific person. I don't think any of them, or I think all of them are area effects.
Yeah.
So we don't have anything where you say, hey, you specifically
can fuck off.
Yeah.
There is Command, which is very specifically you fuck off. It's a one-word thing. You can tell them run or leave. It only works for a minute, as far as I can recall, but that's more than enough time more often than not. Or you can be more proactive and cast Hunter's Mark on them and do extra damage every time you smack them about.
This is true. And she does have a sword. She can smack
and
stuff
she's
about.
pretty competent with it as well. She's got decent dex. Or this one isn't my favourite, but Charm Person, because we've already got.
Person.
I know, but if we already have it, then we can have a new spell from the whole bard list.
Ah.
And we can cast Charm Person for free once a day, which is very musician. Like, hey, everybody, you like my music? You, specifically you. Do you like my music, Charms Person? Yes, I love it. It's amazing. Good. I love good hecklers.
Just charm the person in the middle at the front row every gig.
Yeah.
So there's that one person that's like, I love you, Beryl.
Or you save it for the person you're working for at the end of the night. Who's like, I think I should be paid extra for how good everybody thought I was. Don't you, charms person? Why, yes, here, have all my money.
They know they've been charmed, though. So you
After the fact, but you need to fuck off then.
I think Beryl likes to get ahead on her own merits.
So, Hunter's Mark?
Yeah, I think Hunter's Mark.
Okay, Hunter's Mark. There is Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
It's fun, actually.
Or Speak with Animals. Yeah, Tasha's Hideous Laughter is actually, like, if you want somebody to just stop for a while, you just go, and they just burst out laughing. The trick is it saves. And every now and again, the DM just saves. And
Maybe Hunter's Mark, then.
I think Hunter's Mark, just because it's reliable.
Yeah.
And Misty Step once a day is awesome, too. Cool. Alrighty. That's that, which cranks the charisma up to 18, which is a +4 now. That's good. View the character sheet. Show us precious. Because we're probably going to need to change that. Oh, the hit points. We have a +1 in con. We were at 24. So...
+7.
Brings us to 31, so it should be 32. So I will change the max to... Override max HP by 1. Done. Apply changes. No! Oh, okay. I have to make it 32. That. There we go. Okay. Awesome. Right. Well. I think we are all set to go, Karen. So,
Ooh.
Ladies and gents, mateys, may no toads of your acquaintance turn out to be demons, and all your spouses be just as up for silly roleplay-based hobbies as you are, as we head, tremulously at first, and then with mounting heat and passion, back into the world of Mano a Mano, and back to Gretz.
Oh, and do.
Karen,
I have to
take it away. Now you have to do the thing.
Okay, that's not terrifying at all. We rejoin our lovely heroine Beryl in the marketplace of Gretz. She has performed, she's done a bit of busking before she leaves, and has gained some extra coinage to take with her. And after waving goodbye to her new friends, you set out on the road back to Alderheart?
No. Alderheart's in Humblewood.
Yeah, I was just thinking. It began with an A.
Alfheim.
Alfheim, thank you. Where's the map?
Did you make a note of the money as well?
I did make a note of the money.
Quite a lot of money.
She did. Where's the map?
Back, very back of the book, my love.
Very back.
Where do you
I've got a
find
lot
your
of
money?
books open tonight, guys, so if I suddenly start muttering and flicking through things. Yes. Leaving Gretz, heading on the road back to Alfheim, which is approximately 3-day journey you have ahead of you, Beryl.
Yeah.
You return from whence and you are in possession of 210 gold pieces earned from your bardly exploits in Gretz.
Nice. 210 to my 20 that I already have means 230. Increase it by... That's going to take a while. Crank. Awesome, yes. My pocket is quite filled.
Okay.
I jingle as I walk.
You do. You jingle beautifully. It's almost musical as you wander along the road. Beautiful day. The sun is shining. The birds are swaying. And you are reasonably content. One should hope after what you have been doing. Are you doing anything as you wander along the road?
I don't think I'd be playing. It's hard to play a dulcimer while walking, but possibly humming a tune. Something like that. I don't know.
Something
Just
like that.
Making
Very
it up off
appropriate.
the top of my head.
Okay, let us say you have been wandering along, humming, unmolested by anything in the environment for a few hours.
Well, I should hope so.
And I would like you to roll a perception check.
My first roll as a player. Perception. I got an 8, darling.
You notice nothing amiss as you continue along the road.
Well, that's just dandy, and I make it all the way back to Alfheim without any molestation.
Sadly, no. You round the corner, and a strange sight greets your eyes.
Why, I do declare.
You see a young halfling man being attacked by a raven. It is flying around his head, pecking at him, scratching at him, trying to grab onto his pack, and generally being quite disagreeable. And he is yelping in pain every time it makes contact. But clearly he hasn't really thought much about this situation because despite being armed, he has not drawn a weapon to attack the bird. He is merely trying to bat it away, not very successfully. What would you like to do?
How big is this raven? Is it like... Because he's a halfling, so he's about, like, 3.5 foot tall?
The halfling you see is 3 foot exactly.
Oh, there you go.
Quite
So he's quite small, and ravens are, like, is it a normal-sized raven?
It is a normal-sized raven. However, next to the halfling, it looks quite big.
I mean, ravens are fairly big birds, so yeah, this is like... The wingspan is almost nearly his height. So this is probably, like, incommoding him. Does he look injured?
He's a bit scratched. He's not seriously injured. It hasn't pecked his eye out. But, you know, he's taken a few scratches.
Okay. Let's have a look. What's minus... I would like to minor illusion a... what bird would we say would be a threat to a raven? An eagle? I would like to make a minor illusion of an eagle swooping towards the raven to scare it away.
Okay.
Minor illusion, anything wanting to determine whether or not it is an illusion has to make a successful intelligence check against my spell save DC, which is, I believe, now 16?
Alright, let us roll
14. For the raven.
And let's say it has no bonuses to intelligence, because it's a raven.
A raven would be... If it's just a raven, it has an intelligence of 3, and therefore it is a negative 3 or 4. Grazian's ravens are huge, but blind. This one, fortunately, is not a native Grazian raven. This is just normal, common or garden, Alfheimian raven.
Okay, so would you like to describe the illusion of the eagle in any fabulous...
Yeah, it's this is a proper bald eagle. This is think it would not be out of place on the flag of America. Huge thing, probably. I can't make anything larger than medium, so it is probably a 5-6 foot wingspan. Huge creature. I imagine the halfling's probably a little terrified too. But this thing is clearly trying to have the raven, but it deliberately doesn't catch it. So it swoops and sort of grabs at the raven and comes very, very close, but it doesn't get it.
Wonderful. Well, you'll be pleased to know the raven failed its intelligence check.
Excellent.
Upon being swooped, the raven lets out a loud shriek and departs to the nearest tree, where it hides itself among the branches. You can still see it peeking out.
The eagle then comes to land on my shoulder.
Awesome. Do you maintain the illusion?
Yeah.
Cool. And do you approach?
Yes, I would. Well, hello there. You seem to be having a spot of bother there, so I thought I'd help you out.
The raven has managed to tear a few things loose from the halfling's pack, so he is gathering them up.
Scattered stuff.
As he turns to greet you.
If he has any required assistance, like if there's anything on the floor that he hasn't got already, I'll pick it up for him and offer it to him.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. It just took me by surprise. I didn't know what to do.
Quite an aggressive bird there.
Very much so.
Are you all right?
Yes, I think so. It just scratched me a bit. It tore my pack, but that's okay. I'll be fine.
Well, I'm glad. My name's Beryl.
As you introduce yourself, you have this funny feeling that you've met this person before. Just a hint.
Sir. Oh, really? Sir, I'm Beryl Ingotsfury, but I feel I may know you.
And the halfling looks at you wide-eyed, or looks up at you. His eyes go wide and goes, Beryl? From the Watch?
What? Why, yes.
Would you like to roll to see if you remember?
I think I need to roll a history check, don't I?
If you remember who this is?
A 13.
A 13. Well, for a 13, I'm going to say that you remember you arrested this young man.
Oh, good. Oh, dear. Minor misdemeanor? Thieving.
You recall, because some of the items he's picking up are books, and you remember you caught him stealing books in the market.
I may recall you. God, from the Watch, yes. Were you a watch officer as well?
And he looks a little embarrassed, and he's like, no, I wasn't. You may have arrested me. You were really nice about it, and I was stealing, so it was, it was fair. I was stealing, and you caught me, and you arrested me, but you were really nice about it, and it actually worked out really well for me,
It did? Oh, that's good. I'm glad. It worked out for me well as well, because I'm not in the Watch anymore.
Oh, well.
So you can rest easy, sir. Now I work directly for the king.
Oh, you do? That's
I'm
very
kidding,
cool.
I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, I
just
promise
sort of
I
wanted
didn't steal
to
any of this. I'm above board now. I don't know if anyone told you what happened to me.
I'm afraid I don't. I never really took a habit of checking up.
Oh, well, after you caught me stealing books, well, because I didn't have no parents, you see, and the Calligraphers Guild took me in and said if I was interested in books, then I should probably learn how to write properly, and then I'd have a perfect excuse to read lots of books because I could copy them out.
Well,
and it got me a
mighty
trade.
good of you.
Yeah.
You got your trade. You set yourself on the right path, and I'm glad.
I did, and you kind of started it, Beryl, so I always remembered you.
Well, I'm glad, and I'm glad there's no hard feelings.
No,
I wouldn't want there to be.
Perhaps the Watch will give you a clip around the ear if they catch you stealing, and you was real nice about it. You did make me give the books back, though, which I was a bit sad about.
Well, I never see any reason to hurt anybody who hasn't hurt anybody.
Oh.
What was his name? Do I recall that?
You don't remember his name, sorry.
What was your name, young man?
Oh, sorry, Beryl. I'm Garrett Dale.
Garrett. Well, Garrett, where are you be heading now?
Oh, just, back to... God, I've forgotten the name of the city
Alfheim?
again. Alfheim. I'm going to do... My brain keeps going older heart. Alfheim. Oh, just heading back to Alfheim. I went out to one of the little towns because there was this book peddler there and I wanted to pick up some rare books. I'm heading back now.
You didn't happen to see any magical tomes, did you?
Oh, not exactly. I mean, I did find this a bit of a weird one. And as he says this, you realise that there are a couple of books still lying on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And he picks up one and shows it to you.
Oh. I only ask because a young acquaintance of mine back in Gretz is very interested in books of a magical nature. Though I think her father probably wouldn't thank me for bringing another to her attention. The last one caused no end of trouble.
I understand. Well, this one is... He's not magical exactly. I didn't even really want it. They kind of just tossed it in as a freebie. It's quite battered, and I only flicked through it. It looks like some sort of journal. And he shows you this...
May I have a look?
Yes. The thin book has no title.
No. What a mystery.
Covers are cracked, unvarnished, thin sheets of black oak covered with scratches and little indentations that look suspiciously like it's just been pecked at by a bird. It is bound with black wire and is only 33 pages that are yellow with age and wrinkled from moisture. Each page bears tiny blotchy brown script written in an unsteady hand by an unidentified author.
I'm going to make an intelligence check, but I'm going to sort of, or you can, set the DC just to make the connection between the bird's unusual behavior and the fact that it looks like it's been pecked at by a bird. I would say that the DC would be like 12, just to, like, not a particularly big one, but 15.
So you easily realize that this bird, the bird that was just attacking, has attacked this book as well.
Was it attacking the book like this? It freshly attacked the book?
Well, some of the marks are gold, and some of them look new, like it just happened.
Okay. All right.
And you notice
so it's
that
attacked
the
it before,
Yeah.
or it's been attacked before.
And you notice that the other book that had fallen from Garrett's pack has not been subjected to the same treatment. That book was more or less fine, a little dusty. This one, that bird had a go at it.
Well, Garrett, that's interesting to me, because that bird there, I mean, ravens, they're not like magpies. They don't just swoop for no reason. Well, magpies swoop to defend their turf, but here's the thing, ravens don't do that. But this book, it seems to like it was paying particular attention to it. And if I had to guess, another bird has had a go at it as well. Look at the cover. Do you mind if I have a quick peek?
Go ahead, but like, I don't want to sound like I'm crazy, but I could have sworn the bird was following me for a while.
Garrett, I don't think you're crazy at all. You should have heard the stuff I've seen in the last few days.
That does make me feel a little bit better. And he holds the book out for you to take.
Sure.
To do so.
May I make an investigation check to read the book?
Yes, you may.
I'm trying to trying to find out what it's 17.
Wow. You flick through the book, quickly skimming the text and taking in a broad overview of the contents of the book. It is a first-hand account written in common of, as previously stated, anonymous author who was rescued and befriended by Vistani travelers who graciously nursed her back to health. The author and her horse traveled with the Vistani for 3 months, during which the author spent most of her time laid up in a Vistani-covered wagon, where she took to writing this book to pass the time. So she
just pause a moment, my love. Lucis, welcome. Thank you for coming and hanging out. We are playing Mano a Mano. It's our 1v1 player. 1v1 game, and this is Karen's first time behind the DM screen. We're taking it in turns, but I've DM'd quite a lot, but Karen's never done it live on stream before, so welcome. You are coming at the beginning of a new adventure of Beryl Ingotsfury, which I now have to do the voice of, which is kind of fun for me. I hope everybody thinks I might be nailing it. I think I'm doing all right. Alrighty, sorry, Karen, continue.
Yes. So she writes about the travelers that she was with, what their lives were like, the food they ate, the music they liked.
So these are sort of gypsy-like people, like yes. Just not like vagrants, but wanderers, Romani travelers. Yeah, cool.
Yes. If you would like to glean a slightly more in-depth factoid from the book, you can roll a d6.
A d6? Well, tell you what, Lucis, it's your first time seeing D&D.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay, well, then you have come to the right place, my friend. Welcome. This is a D&D channel. We play live games, and We like to have a good interactive relationship with our audience, particularly in this one, because there's no other players. It's just one player and one dungeon master. So, Lucid Lucis, would you do me the immense favor of typing !roll and then spacebar 6, the number 6, into chat? That will randomly generate a number between 1 and 6, so Lucid Lucis can make this roll for me, my love.
Okay. We await with bated breaths.
Oh no, roll as in double L.
2 L's. No E.
That looked like it should have worked, but I'm dyslexic.
And English loves having words that are spelled that sound the same but are spelled differently.
That's the one.
There, where.
And why are you not working?
Give it a sec.
Why you no work? That should do it.
Doesn't need a D6.
Maybe Lucid Lucis has to be a follower? Because it worked for me. I got a 1.
Do you want to try again, Lucid Lucis?
Try again.
A 1 doesn't get you anything.
Yeah. That's what happens when I roll.
May
have to follow to do it, yeah.
Well,
you could always... that genuinely was not my intent, but...
Let's try with... It's one way to get people to follow the channel. You can only interact with us if you follow.
I may have done that for that reason when I was setting up the chat commands, but it was not my intent when I asked Lucid to roll it. Thank you very much for the follow. There we are. Oh, gets a 6. Nice.
Excellent.
Good roll. Max damage on the first roll ever in the stream. Welcome,
this bodes
Lucid.
well for you, Lucid Lucius.
Yes, you can stick around. Thanks, Polly.
All right. From skimming this book, you glean the following piece of lore. The Vistani believe that ravens carry lost souls within them. Hence, killing a raven is considered bad luck in Vistani culture.
Well, I'm super glad I didn't do it then.
Alrighty. Now.
Interesting. I go, well, it's probably for the best I did not kill that raven. I probably could have shot it or something, but...
What makes you say that, Miss Beryl?
Well, apparently, according to the Vistani, ravens are good luck.
Oh.
Or
even if they're trying to scratch your head off.
They carry lost souls. Maybe not good luck, but, well, good luck for the lost soul, at least.
I mean, it gets to travel around and stuff.
I wonder where they travel. They carry the souls to. And I have another look through to see if I can glean any more. Like, what was the name of the person who wrote the thing?
You don't know. They never state anywhere in the book what their name is, so you don't know.
Looks to be just some sort of journal. But an interesting account on the Vistani.
So you flick through again?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. As you do so, a piece of paper falls from within the book. A folded piece of paper falls out of the book and flutters to the ground at your feet.
Oh my. And I try and grab it before it even touches the ground.
Roll a dex save. Sorry, dexterity check, not save.
Sure. Dex check. Yeah.
It's quite low.
Crit! Nat 20!
You snatched
Nat
the piece
20s
of
in
paper
chat!
that barely left the pages of the book, as if your finely honed reflexes were merely waiting for it to pop out. You snatch it out of the air. And Garrett looks very impressed. Whoa! Did you know I was going to do that?
No. That's 1 Thamio, not 20. The other one, yeah. And I was like, oh, now. There you are. That's the one we're looking for. Yeah, what does it say? Oh, thanks. Loads of nat 20s in chat. Thank you, everybody.
All right. So presumably you unfold the paper.
And I die.
It's a map.
Ooh. Is it? Hang on. Is it that map?
It might be. I have to wait until we get to the...
Yeah,
I've got a lag.
Is it the map you sent me?
It is the map I sent you. It is a map.
Amazing!
It says in large letters on the top left-hand corner, Evil Beware. And at the bottom corner reads the following verse. Follow the trail to the Hand and Horn, past Three Tree Hill over River Warn, to the Worm's Mark in the foggy moors. West of there, the treasure's yours.
So, Beryl, opens it, sees it's a map, and goes, oh map, oh please be treasure map, please be treasure map, please be. It's a treasure map.
Oh really? Let me see. And Garrett peers furiously over.
And in fairness to him, it's his map, really. I just found it. And she would say, oh, of course, it's yours, I suppose.
Oh, I didn't find it. I barely looked at it.
Well, I tell you what. How about we be partners?
Miss Beryl, would you be proposing that we go on a treasure hunt together?
I'm proposing no such thing. I'm telling you I'm going on a treasure hunt, and you can come with if you want.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm mighty glad I don't have anywhere important to be right now, because this sounds very exciting.
Same.
But should we be at all worried about the fact it says Evil Beware?
Sounds like a threat to evil, doesn't it?
Well, I don't consider myself evil, I suppose.
Well, me neither.
We should be okay then.
Yeah, I'm not evil. I'm not going to beware.
Josh, I would like you to roll an intelligence check.
Unless it means beware evil. Oh, that's a filthy 20.
Filthy 20. My goodness. Okay. You get the feeling that the evil beware is more a warning to those who seek to do harm than to people who are merely looking for something.
Seems to me like this is a warning to those that mean others harm. Now, Garrett, you never meant no one harm, and I demonstrably never did. Well, sometimes I did, but not today.
Josh, with that dirty 20, I will also tell you that it is clear both from the type of paper and the handwriting on it that this was not from the same. This map is not the same writer as the book. It is a different hand, and it is a different type of paper as well.
I would like to make an experiment, just very briefly, Garrett. I'm gonna leave the paper on the floor, and we're gonna just walk away for a little minute. We will come back and get it, but I want to see what that raven does.
And upon mentioning the raven in the tree squawks loudly.
Yeah, because I think you may have been right.
Is the illusion of an eagle still on your shoulder?
Yes.
Okay.
But I would probably banish it.
Okay.
In this moment, because I'm wanting to see what the raven does.
So are you taking the book with you, or are you leaving
I'm taking the book, I'm just leaving the map. Well, I dismiss it, Samuel.
Alright, so you are putting the map on the ground. Are you weighting it down with anything?
Yeah, a stone or something.
Okay. So you're putting it down,
so it doesn't blow away. I want to be clear here. I am planning on resummoning that eagle just as soon as it makes a move for that map. Otherwise, it's going to be the shortest adventure ever.
How far away do you move from the map? Presumably you're taking Garrett with you?
I'd go maybe 50 feet.
50 feet?
I'd go so I'm close enough to cast Minor Illusion, which is a 60-foot range, so I'd go 60 feet.
Okay. You only make it 20 feet before the raven leaves the tree, flies down next to the map, and starts screeching and cawing at you, and flapping its wings. It looks very agitated.
Then I go back, but I don't summon... If it doesn't pick up the map, I go back, but I don't summon the eagle.
Okay. It
And
backs up. It doesn't
and I-
let you get too close to it. It flutters away.
I don't have anything that lets me talk to animals. Charm person is probably a creature. Humanoid. Yeah, damn it. I've got rations, right? Like breadcrumbs. I've probably got
Yeah,
dried.
you'd have some food on you.
I'd have some bread. I'm gonna like get some bread and like get breadcrumbs, and I sort of scatter them towards the crow. Like, hey there, Mr. Crow. Hey, oh, Raven. I don't know. I just misnamed him. Hey there, Mister. Hey. Do you want to come with us as well?
The raven gives you what could be considered side-eye and doesn't go for the crumbs.
I take the map. I'm like, well, I think he's probably going to come with us one way or the other.
The raven's just sitting there, perched on a bush.
I wonder what it wants. Doesn't want food. But it wants that map, I think. What do you think, Garrett?
Well, it seems to have calmed down now we're looking at it. Because I didn't really look at it. I just tied it to the top of my pack and left. And then...
Or the book, you mean? Or the map?
The book. I tied the book to the top of my pack. And then I left. And, yeah. And I had this feeling that I thought was the same raven. I kept seeing the same raven. And then eventually it just swooped me and started clawing the hell out of my head.
Probably because you weren't doing what it wanted.
So... what?
I think it wants us to go and follow that map, which is convenient because that's what we're gonna do. Don't you worry, Mr. Raven, sir. Garrett here and I are gonna follow that map and we're gonna find that treasure.
You get a squawk.
I'm butchering this, aren't I?
I'm not here to judge.
I get a squawk.
You get a squawk.
Can I incite the bird? To like, is it satisfied with my response? Can it understand? Basically, can I incite to determine whether or not, or animal handling, to determine whether or not this creature can understand me at all? Or is it just squawking because it's a raven?
Roll?
What should I roll?
Roll insight.
Insight. Good, because my animal handling is much worse. Insight, plus 4. 16.
You think it's happy, but it could just be cawing.
I'll take it.
And it could not be going for the food because you're too close to the food.
Right. I walk away from the food.
It goes down and has a snack.
Okay. Well, I sort of jokingly, jovially offer my arm to Garrett, who is 2 foot shorter than I am. So I sort of lean down a little bit and say, well, Garrett, shall we?
Well, do you know where... well, we have to know where the map starts, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think I've got a map in my bag. Hang on. And Garrett dumps his pack on the ground and starts rummaging through it furiously. And eventually produces a very dog-eared map of...
Beryl will watch this and just look for anything sus about the other contents of the bag.
Roll a perception check.
8. That serves me right for being suspicious.
As far as you can tell, there is nothing in Garrett's pack that doesn't look like it should be there. Obviously, there's a bunch of calligraphy supplies. That is his trade. There are a number of books, since that is his stated interest is reading books. So he has quite a few books. You know, he has some food, he has his weapons, the usual stuff.
What is he armed with? What does a calligrapher use as a weapon?
He has a scimitar, a short sword, and a crossbow.
Wow. Heavily armed writer. Okay. Cool. This is a Hemingway style guy. Like it.
If you want a little meta knowledge, he is a fighter technically.
Groovy. No worries.
He is a calligrapher, but he's also a writer.
Hey, look, no judgment.
He got
Ryland is proficient with
books from things,
Yeah.
from places.
Ryland is proficient with calligraphy tools as well, as I recall.
He is indeed.
Do you
He
have
is
a bunny
guild
visitor?
Artisan. Fighter.
Oh.
Alrighty. And eventually, he produces a very dog-eared map, which he unfolds, and you can see that it is a rough map of the autocracy of Rens.
Ah. Sure. And do we, are we able to place where on the map?
Roll me, what would you say?
Survival or nature? Or maybe it's just straight intelligence?
Let's go with survival check.
Okay. That's worse. 10.
10.
Would he get to have a go, though?
He would. Let's give him a survival check.
Well, shall we have the audience do it?
I think that would be appropriate.
Lizelle hasn't rolled today yet. Oh no, Lizelle rolled brilliantly. What am I talking about? Bolly hasn't rolled today yet. Bolly, would you mind rolling us a survival check? Exclamation mark survival in chat. And if he has any bonuses, apply them then. 19!
He doesn't, but with a 19,
Nice,
Garrett
Bolly.
looks at the map and then says, "Oh, look at that," and lays the map next to where he thinks it is supposed to go on the map. And you, looking at the map, see that there is a smoking mountain at the bottom of the map, and you see that that looks like it lines up with the mountains that behind Gretz, that you can see behind.
Oh, the Menage.
Shoulder, there are the mountains. And it looks like if you start heading
South. It's...
Oh, wrong book. It doesn't help that both of our notebooks are red.
Well, I got them at the same place, so...
Yeah. If you head...
Unfortunately, it's upside down, though. It's not...
Yes, I know, I flipped it, so it lines up. Yes. It looks like you are heading to the opposite side of the mountain ranges.
Ah.
So you are heading east.
South. Oh, okay, east. All right.
Because assuming you are going from Gretz towards Eltheim, you are only a small bit out of Gretz. So if you head to the east, it looks like you will eventually find your way to this area of the world.
Alrighty, well, I have a look at what he says and it's like, nicely done, Garrett. You're paying your way already. Well, it looks like we're heading in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Were you heading west, and then you changed direction and he started pecking at you?
Yes.
Oh boy, this is going to be a good one, I can just tell.
So, and Garrett looks slightly nervously at the raven, which is eating the crumbs off the ground now. So, you think it's going to keep following us?
Probably, but as long as we keep heading east, it's probably going to be fine.
Okay.
I just gotta wonder why it wants us to get there so bad.
I don't know. What? I don't know. I don't think I've ever read anything about ravens having opinions on where people should go.
I mean, I have, but not ravens, like magical ravens. Do I have a... Can I cast... I can't cast, but can I do an Arcana check on the raven?
You can do an Arcana check on the raven.
Nat 20. Second nat 20 of the game.
You suddenly remember that when you were flicking through the black book, that it said that ravens carry lost souls within them.
Oh my.
So it's possible that if that is true, that may be what has happened to this raven.
Sorry, I do apologize.
One of us has to go shout at the dog. Because the neighbors have the temerity to be doing things, and that cannot stand.
Good girl. Go back to sleep. What are you doing? Hello. Yes, you can sit on my lap because I don't need the ability to use the computer.
Okay.
Siri. Lucid, this is our puppy. This is Siri.
Who's occasionally loud and needy.
Yeah. So needy. So loud.
Wait, where's that? Where's that chat command?
So smelly. Why are you so smelly?
Yeah, we may have been in the country, and she likes getting dirty.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she does. Don't you?
So, Beryl, do
Dirty
you
papa.
share this revelation about the Raven with Garrett?
I may not. Just because he already seems a little bit freaked out by the Raven. And I don't need to upset the boy unduly.
Fair enough.
What a good girl.
Well, Garrett is still looking at the map and he says, well, if we're coming at it from this direction, like the map says start up here at which way, but the direction we're coming in will probably hit the Hand and Horn first. Or maybe even the river that goes to this bridge.
What does the rhyme say? What was the poem? Does the poem state that you sort of have to start at the place?
No, it's just from the lines on the map. That looks to be the starting point.
Okay.
But to start there, you would have to be coming in. You'd have to be approaching it from the south, whereas you're going to be approaching it from the west.
Right.
So.
Okay. Well, look. If nothing works out, we can always retrace our steps backwards. But I think that's probably a best place to start.
Well, then I guess we need to start walking in that direction and hope for the best. It should take us about a day to get to the other side of the ranges.
Oh, well. I hope you're as good at conversation as you are at reading maps.
Oh, I hope so too. I mean, I can tell you a lot about, calligraphy. Like, I can tell you that the writer of the Black Book had no calligraphy training. They just kind of learned how to write and just went for it, which is why it's a bit messy. But the person who wrote the map has a nice hand. Look at that.
Which is interesting, isn't it? Makes me wonder whose map this is.
Maybe we'll find out.
I would hope so.
And you depart?
We do. We go.
Excellent.
As Tig would say.
As you go, the Raven is still collecting the crumbs, and you notice that Garrett kind of puts you between him and the Raven and gives it like a wide berth. He doesn't really get too close to this thing.
I consider resummoning the eagle. Well, reconjuring the eagle. But I don't bother.
Cool.
Because I'm pretty sure it's not going to bother us now that we're going where it wants us to go.
Cool. So you and Garrett walk along together. Is there anything you would like to ask Garrett about while you are walking? Because left to his own devices, he will just ramble on about books and writing. He is boundless enthusiasm for his profession, so he will talk about it non-stop if you are happy to listen to him.
I might play some. I might attempt to convince him that possibly amiable silence is nice for a while. But I think Beryl is a pretty gregarious sort and actually likes meeting people from various walks of life and is keen to hear about this kid who's done himself right. Like, he's got no parents, he had all the wrong ingredients in the start and it's worked out well for him. And I feel she's a little disillusioned with law enforcement, so hearing a good story of her involvement with law enforcement is actually probably really nice for her. So I imagine she's probably quite happy to listen. So she might... ask the occasional semi-intelligent question, but most of the time is just happy to listen. Like, she would ask, are you working for anybody right about now, or are you just a sort of solo operator acquiring books as you go?
Oh, I basically go from town to town and see if anyone needs any, stuff being writ up. And I don't want to brag, Miss Beryl, but I'm quite good. So sometimes noble folks ask me to write stuff out for them as well.
Oh, I do declare, I am very proud of you, Garrett. If you're ever back in Gretz, I can highly endorse Mr. Chubb. Lovely man, pays well. Don't know if, but actually, does he have nice handwriting?
Garrett, yes, he has.
No, Chubb.
Oh, he would have reasonable handwriting.
Yeah, and I show him the letter that Chubb wrote me, and it says, "This is what his handwriting looks like. If you think you can improve on that, then you might look him up to see if he has any need of your services."
Well, Mr. Chubb has a very fair hand, but I think I could make it look a little fancier, if you know what I mean.
I also happen to know that he has a teenage daughter who needs a tutor.
Oh, I don't know if that's really my wheelhouse, unless she needs lessons in handwriting.
Well, I'm not to know one way or t'other.
Was she the one you were talking about that was interested in magic?
Nice girl. Her name's Joy.
Oh. And he looks for a moment like he's wondering if you're trying to set him up with this girl.
I am not. I do not clarify that, but I am not. Just because Joy is like twice his height. And I'm not saying it would be weird, but they're a different race. Like, Beryl is, for several reasons she is not. Wrong class, like she knows Chubb would not have a bite of it. She knows Joy might do it just to see what her dad would do. But, like, she doesn't want to rock any boats. But, yeah, Garrett and Joy, no. Two nice kids, but I am no matchmaker.
Alright. I imagine after about an hour, you lapse into the companionable silence you were hoping for. And if you would like to, you can roll a perception check.
I might keep an eye on the Raven.
Roll a perception check.
Hey, I'm doing well. 17.
The Raven is following you.
Yeah.
It's keeping its distance. It's not being obvious. It's not flying overhead screeching at you. But if you glance over your shoulder, you can see it gliding along from tree to tree, just keeping you in sight.
Okay.
And the rest of the day passes uneventfully. As night falls, do you stop to make a camp, or do you plan to march through the night?
Oh, I wouldn't be interested in marching through the night. However, as night falls, I would possibly... Yeah. As I'm making camp, like, I'd ask Garrett if he's any good at cooking.
Oh, I can do a basic meal, nothing fancy, but I can get you fed.
And she's like, well, I'm no great cook either. How'd you like to separate the duties? I can rig up a shelter while you cook a meal.
We can swap on the next night.
Sounds great. So while he's cooking a meal, I would try and get close to the Raven again. And I acknowledge that Charm Person works specifically on humanoids, but I would like to try it anyway.
Okay. How does this work?
A charm person is you attempt to charm a humanoid you can see within range. It make a wisdom save, and does so with advantage if you or your companions are fighting it. If it fails the wisdom save, it is charmed by you until the spell ends or until your companions do anything harmful to it. The charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance. When the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed.
Oh, lasts for an hour?
It does specify humanoid, so if you want to say it doesn't, that's fine.
Look, let's just say
And I
that it's
think it's
going
an hour.
to roll its save with advantage, even
Okay.
though you're not fighting it.
Fair enough. An hour is the time limit, yes.
Right.
A 14 is what you need.
Unfortunately, it did beat the 14.
Very well.
So it is not charmed. It merely watches you from a nearby tree, looking slightly cranky, if anything.
Beryl tosses up doing it again because she's about to have a sleep and she's got spell slots to burn. But she's tried once. She's like, no, well, silly idea anyway. It's a bird. She's like, I could cast sleep on it. Have it drop out of the tree, catch it, and then we're like, right, now we're up and close and personal. But I don't think there's any need for that either.
Alright, do you do anything over the course of the evening? Let's assume you rig a shelter. Garrett produces a perfectly serviceable, if
meal.
Slightly rough around the edges meal for you two to share. Do you do anything in the evening before you go to sleep?
I would probably play my dulcimer to entertain him. Because you stop walking, but you've got a couple of hours before you really want to sleep. You don't sleep the entire darkness. So I'd sing him a pleasant tune or two,
He will
Probably something classic.
He'll watch utterly... Well, actually, roll a performance check.
Oh. Here's where I fuck it up.
To see how well Garrett...
Oh, okay. I thought it was a 1. No, it's a 7. 15.
15. Garrett is enchanted by your music. He thinks it's lovely and claps enthusiastically at the end of every piece.
Oh. You.
If left to his own devices, he will flick through the black book.
Yeah. If he does that, I say, do you glean anything from that?
Who is in chat? Bolly just went to lurk mode. Could someone in chat roll me a D4?
A D4. Ooh. Don't know who. Have we got anyone in chat at the moment? Thamior, Lucid, Lizelle, if anybody fancies rolling a D4! Roll space the number 4. I rolled a perception check to look for Bolly.
Bolly says they're going into lurk mode.
Yeah.
Which is fair. Sometimes you need to lurk.
I could do
silence.
it. I could do it. Roll space 4. 1.
A 1. Alright. Garrett informs you that he has gleaned the following from book.
Ooh.
The Vistani are planar travelers and can be encountered in the Shadowfell.
Oh.
They seem to be immune to the despair that besets other visitors to that particular plane. They travel in horse-drawn, barrel-shaped wagons and have no permanent home.
Wow, that's very interesting.
I feel it-
I've never been to the Shadowfell. I have actually been to a different plane, though.
Oh, you have to tell me. Hang on, I'll take some notes. And he gets out a fresh piece of paper and a quill and looks at you expectantly.
Why? Well, it's not that much to tell. It wasn't a very big plane. I think I've seen it all, actually. More of a demi-plane. See, there's a mighty fine spell called Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mansion. Now, a very powerful cleric called Fistandia, she cast this spell a while back, but she found out a way to make it permanent. Now, my young friend Joy and I managed to find our way into that mansion long after Fistandia had left it. So, but this mansion is a small pocket dimension of its own, like a mini demi-plane. So I had to poke around. Well, the problem was Joy got in on her own, and then I had to follow her and find her and figure out a way to get her out again.
For the sake of expediency, we will say that you give a reasonable overview, and Garrett scribbles down notes.
I don't know if I tell much more than I just said, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I tell I tell him that, but I'm like, I don't want to... I maybe don't want to give too many details about Fistandia and the thing. Mention, for example, that I released a demon. Wouldn't do that.
No, you might best not mention that.
Even a small one.
Very small one. Little demon. Little demon. All right.
¿Por qué no?
Okay. Do either of you keep watch during the night?
I don't want to spend half my night awake, you see. So perhaps we go a little off the beaten track. And find ourselves a small spot off the road where we won't actually have to.
Oh, yeah, sure. Sounds probably sensible. Like, we're off the beaten path, but you never know. That raven's not still about, is it? And he looks about a little nervously, as if half expecting the raven to come down. And
if it is, it actually might serve as a lookout. We're doing what it wants, remember?
I'm not going to make you roll for it. You make yourselves a little sleeping nook hidden behind some bushes, and pass an uneventful night.
Cool. I crack my back, and upon the morrow I look around for the raven.
It is where you last saw it. It's still sitting in the tree, a solid 20 feet away, but it's not doing much. It's just sitting there. It's just waiting. It's chilling.
Why, it must be mighty hungry. I leave it a crust of bread. As we begin our morning. Yeah,
it'll wait till you're a decent distance down, and then it'll swoop down and have a snack and caw at you a little bit.
Yeah. And good morning to you as well, Mr. Raven.
You get a caw.
I might call it Corvus.
It doesn't really react to that.
Yeah.
It has no opinion on it.
That was to Garrett.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh. Well, if Corvus keeps it from biting my head, fine by me. All right. I'm going to say you break camp and continue your trek.
We do.
Now, I am going to get you to roll to determine which point you enter the map.
Ah, okay.
Because you're a few hours walk away from the point where you will enter the map you found. So you will be rolling to determine where on the map you will enter.
All right. What do you want me to roll?
Just roll me a d20.
A d20. Very well. I could do a 20. That's that one there. I'll roll it. A 7. Great.
Yeah, you're going to have to take the long route.
Wow, that's probably for the best.
Okay.
It's not my legs doing the walking. Fine, let's do that.
You walk all morning.
Oh, good.
And you don't spot any of the landmarks that you see on the map.
Garrett, are you sure we're going the right way?
Yeah, it's just, it's probably still a ways off,
No, I'm not doubting you. Just checking. Does this mean we have to sort of loop around and come in from the bottom of the top of the map?
Yeah.
Excellent. That's probably for the best anyway.
All right. So you have a little bit of lunch. You continue walking into the afternoon.
Yeah.
Could you roll a perception check for me, please?
Sure. I certainly can, my dear. Filthy 20.
Wow. Okay. You notice that the ground is descending as if you are starting to enter a valley.
Oh.
Consequently, it becomes cooler. The air becomes cool and damp as the way starts to lower.
Is it like, you say you notice as if we are entering a valley. Are we in fact entering a valley? Is
Yes,
it
you
like
are in
okay?
fact
It was just
starting
like,
to walk
is this some sort of
down.
magical effect where we feel we're walking down but we're not? No, we're going into a valley. Okay, cool.
You're going
Is it-
into a valley.
Is it a pretty valley?
It's very pretty,
Okay.
but it is cold.
Oh.
And because you rolled a
Like-
dirty 20, you will see a broken sign half hidden on the side of the road.
Ooh, what does it say? Or what does it not say?
You can't read it because it's broken and half hidden, so you might have to go.
Oh, well, I will go and investigate it then. It's a carrot. Maybe this'll help. A 22.
Oh my god. Yeah, you easily pull the
One
sign
after
out
another.
of the bushes. Why am I even bothering to ask? She just called you guys. And the sign says which way, which your keen mind recalls was the top of the map.
Oh! Well, it looks like we found ourselves at the top of the map.
Oh.
And then he goes like,
We must have walked right past the Hand and Horn then.
well, never mind. Maybe
Maybe
we'll
two
get
from
there
here.
by evening. I just came into a decent amount of cash. I'll shout you a room.
I would like you to roll me an intelligence check, please.
Ooh. Intelligence. 5.
You continue, you realize that this is there's like the remnants of a road where you've stumbled across the remnants of a road where the sign is. And you follow the road.
Okay.
And
Hey,
eventually-
Castellan. Good to see you, my friend. Oh my god, did I miss it? What did you miss? Nothing. Well, you've missed some stuff, but not a lot. You missed the beginning of the adventure. But I've been doing a mighty fine impression of a southern belle. I'm butchering it, and Karen is killing it. And I'm rolling very well occasionally, mostly.
I don't know, are you interested? Is this interesting?
This is Karen's first DMing, Castellan. Welcome.
I'm very worried this is boring, so...
I don't think so. You carry on. So I've missed a thing. I didn't notice a thing.
Yep.
Which away? We are going which away?
You're going to which way?
Okay. Well, then we're going to which way?
Not long after, you are continuing to walk down into this valley. It's quite cool. It's a little misty almost.
Is
And
it
you think-
noteworthily cool? Like, more cool than I would expect?
No,
Okay.
no, just you're walking in. There's moisture in the air,
Right.
and if
No
you listen
flumps.
carefully, you can hear a slight trickle of a river in the distance.
Oh, okay. That's correct. That's what Sirenscape is currently playing.
All right, and eventually, the broken down road leads you to which way? Which way is a hamlet. However, it is an abandoned hamlet.
Oh.
You can tell the second it appears before you that this place has been abandoned for a long time. No one's lived here for many years. It is broken down. There is a old wagon out the front, surrounded by rotting fences and dilapidated farmsteads, and you can see some wild pigs running around.
Oh.
And it is immediately obviously there's no people here.
Oh, that's
And as you
Is it-
approach,
like quite a picturesque little spot, though.
it's a little creepy.
Oh.
Do an investigation. If you
Okay.
if you approach the hamlet, roll an investigation. as you
Yeah,
draw
definitely.
closer.
I mean, we'd have to leave the road to get around it, though, right?
Yes, the road leads to the hamlet.
The quickest way through would be just straight through the hamlet, because this isn't the end point of our destination, is it?
No.
Can you read me that poem again, the one that was on the map?
Follow the trail to the Hand and Horn, past Three Tree Hill over River Warn, to the Worm's Mark in the foggy moors. West of there, the treasure's yours.
Cool. Well then, yeah, which way is just on the way? This is not any major
This
concern
is
of
not
mine.
your destination. It is the first point
Yeah.
noted on the map.
I investigate for 13.
13. For a 13, I'll say that you notice that some of the damage to this hamlet looks like it's not just from being abandoned.
Like war? Or bandits?
You can't tell, but it looks like something contributed to this. Possibly why the people are no longer here, but it looks like something happened beyond just they left and the place got open.
Can I take a guess at how long it's been empty?
Yes.
Survival?
Yeah, roll a survival check for me.
7.
Yeah, you're not sure.
I'm not wise. Yeah. Alrighty. That's
it would
cool.
be years rather than.
Alright, cool. Alright, but not yet. Not weeks or days. It's years. Okay. She goes, well, this is a bit creepy, isn't it, Garrett?
Yeah.
Best keep on trudging.
Cool. Now, Garrett's gonna get out the map and have a quick look. Do you want to have a look as well?
Yeah, actually, I would say, Garrett, can I have a look at the map? Because it occurs to me you have a crossbow, and I'm imagining you're a decent shot with it. How about you see if you can snag us one of them wild pigs?
You like pork, Miss Beryl?
Oh, I do declare I like pork.
You knew you were gonna throw me a craze. How many hit points does a wild pig have? Stats for wild pig. Oops, I'm typing on the wrong keyboard. That doesn't help.
$5.
Well, let's make it a boar, because that's what comes.
Yeah. 5, armor class 11. Jesus. 11.
Okay, so let us see. How many hit points does it have?
11.
Oh, I'm class 11 hit points. Roll for honking big
Big. Yes.
Alright. So, Garrett passes you the map and whips out his crossbow and takes aim at the nearest wild pig. And a 15, he hits the wild pig. It squeals loudly and indignantly. And I need a D8 for the jump. Oh, where's my D8 gone? There you go. Ooh! 7 on the dice.
Ooh,
Plus
plus
3,
his
7,
dex.
8,
10.
9, 10. 10 points of damage. The wild pig did not like that at all. He got it in the neck. It squeals loudly. It's staggering around.
Oh my.
Garrett reloads as quickly as possible.
Oh heavens.
And crit fails.
Slow, Garrett. It's alright.
He fires the arrow into the ground about 5 foot in front of him and looks very embarrassed.
This is a waste of heat metal, but I'm doing it. Can I see the tip of the crossbow bolt?
Yes, you can see it sticking out of the pig's neck.
Yes. I cast heat metal on the crossbow bolt and kill the pig.
He needs 1 point, so
yeah. I burn a 2nd level spell slot to kill a pig.
There is a distinct smell of burning bacon, and the pig keels over. The other pig's piss bolt.
Wow, what an excellent shot. You didn't even need the second one. Well done, Garrett.
Garrett is very suspicious because his arrows do not normally burn the pig.
Look, I may have helped a little bit.
It's alright, it was still a pretty good shot though.
It was a very good shot. Look at that, you got him in the neck.
The pig's mouth and eyes burn like the molten center of a dwarven forge.
I mean, that's how Castellan would describe it. Karen just describes it as the pig dies. Because we don't need that level of detail.
Well, if you
but thank you for adding.
The pig, there's a big charred hole in its neck, but you're at a distance. He didn't go up close to shoot.
I mean, I'm gonna have to butcher it to eat it.
Do you butcher the pig or do you look at the map?
I look at the map.
Okay, roll
The
me an
pig is
intelligence.
cooking. It'll wait. I maintain that heat metal. I'm cooking it.
You're cooking crispy pig. Okay.
Roll investigation, sorry.
What's best for map reading? What's the best roll for map reading, do you think?
Survival is where it tends to be. Intelligence is better for me. Investigation
Right,
would be another.
intelligence check, because I made you do an intelligence check earlier,
Okay.
which may have been related to this. So do another intelligence check for me.
12.
12. Oh, I'll give it to you. You realise that in following the road towards which way, you actually were going away from where you were trying to get.
Ah. Can we? Do we have to just pull a Yui, or can we continue
no, literally
on?
All you have to do is follow the road back the other way.
Oh, okay. Well, Garrett, this was quite a useful side mission, but actually, my friend, I think we actually need to go back that way.
Garrett, who's halfway to the pig at this point, is like, "What? Why?"
We've gone the wrong way, Garrett.
Oh no. Well, should I maybe take a bit of this pig and we can have it?
Well,
Later?
then that justifies the whole point. Orphan piglets, complete. Is it a male pig? This is important, Karen.
Let's say yes, it's a male pig.
Yeah.
'Cause
Mama
it's
pig is
literally-
fine.
Yes. Her husband, however, is now dead with a burnt hole in his neck.
They call him Mr. Pig.
Alright,
So I recommend the bit around where you shot.
the neck?
It's pre-cooked.
Yeah, but is the neck good eating? What?
Well, it's quite muscular. Quite muscular. Or we could just have a haunch and cook it later.
Now, neither of you are butchers.
No.
I'm gonna make you roll for how well you remove a haunch from this pig.
Okay.
Are you going to help Garrett? Or are you going to try and do it yourself, or are you going to let him do it?
I will try. I will help Garrett. I will
Okay.
give him the help action.
Alright, so this
Because
would
I don't
be-
have any tools suitable for the job, really. I have a sword that's in my dulcimer, and fuck that.
Now, he would have pulled out his short sword and started, trying to saw the leg off the pig.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not squeamish, he's a tough kid, but he's clearly no butcher.
Alright. I mean,
Alright, so,
The-
Castellan, since you're busy making pig jokes in chat, could you roll me a d20, please, for a survival check to see
exclamation
how well...
mark, roll space, or roll survival. You can just exclamation mark, roll survival. As in, exclamation mark, survival.
Garrett has no bonuses for survival, which is appropriate given he's no butcher.
I apologize. Exclamation mark, roll survival. No! Just exclamation mark, survival. Roll space 20, or just...
The dice imploded. Yes, the dice explodes, severing the pig's leg. 7. Shit.
7.
But help action, does that give you a plus or advantage?
It's a double. Yeah, it's advantage.
Okay, roll again, Castellan, and hopefully you can get better.
No, no. You don't want the artery. It might not let him. There's a 30-second recharge on it.
Oh, okay. Anyone else active
Is
in
it-
chat want to roll me a survival check?
A 3. Nope.
Garrett is just hacking at this pig. He has no
Bolly got a
idea.
19.
19!
I
Look,
see him doing it. I'm like, oh, for pity's sake. I draw my short sword from my dulcimer and just take the leg off in one. Is that
I
alright?
did ask someone else to roll, so we're taking 19. You intervene with Garrett's deeply inexpert hacking, and between the two of you, you manage to
Oh, my.
fairly neatly remove a leg from this pig.
Thanks, Bolly. Saves the dead pig from any further indignity. Um,
Now, this is quite a large pig, so
Yeah.
while it appears that Garrett is quite willing to carry this pig leg, it's going to be quite big compared to Garrett. So,
Sure. I mean, I can carry it. I'm actually not strong at all. I'll let him carry it. That's fine.
if you've said that out loud, Garrett is going to suggest that maybe you tie a rope to it and carry it between you.
Sure. How about this? We put it like I cut a length of wood and we tie it to the wood, so we carry it between us.
Okay. You construct a rudimentary pork moving device that you can carry between.
The D20 explodes, taking out the legs of the pig. You are immediately transported back to the fantasy equivalent of the Vietnam War. Roll of wisdom save versus PTSD, and Fortunate Son playing in the background.
I love it.
And there we have the fundamental difference between Castellan's DM style and mine.
So newly encumbered with a reasonably competently butchered pig's leg on a plank, you turn your backs on the abandoned hamlet of Whichway and start retracing your steps back to the sign.
Just because I'm enjoying throwing you curveballs, I look for the fanciest house in Whichway.
Oh, these are not fancy houses.
None of them?
None of them are fancy.
Okay, then I do not bother. I am looking for a fancy thing. I'm not looking for not fancy things.
No, these were farm folk.
How about I look for seasoning? Like basil.
Roll a nature check. If you get over 15, you find some herbs.
Ah, dang it. It was 15. It rolled over to 7. No, I don't see any herbs.
Yeah, you don't find any herbs. You're going to have
Not
to make
even
do with
some
it.
oregano. I'll have to make do with what I found. Never mind.
All right. And in a reasonable... And as you head back up the path, could you roll a perception check for me, please?
Sure. Get the bad ones out of the way. Crit 20!
Oh!
It's my third nat 20s in chat.
As you start heading back along the road, you spot the raven again.
Oh my.
And you could swear that raven looks a little agitated.
I'm sorry, Corvus. We went the wrong way. Wasn't deliberate.
You get a call backwards.
If you do fancy some pork, there's some cooked on the side of the road back there. And we carry on.
Yeah. The raven stays ahead of you for a little while until you reach the sign.
Okay. And then we turn.
And now you're coming at it from the opposite direction. You can see where you came onto the road and found the sign. And you can see a call backwards. Walk! And you can see heading off in the opposite direction in a southwesterly direction is more broken down old road, partially overgrown.
That's why we were trying to stay on good road.
And you and your pork leg continue along this path. And I think we should take a short little break there because I am all out of beverage.
Same.
And this DM business is very thirsty work, so...
That's that. Guys, we will take a short breaklet. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Just let Karen refresh her DM glass, and we'll be back to the story of Beryl and her pork leg very shortly. See you soon, guys. Say goodbye, Karen.
I'll see you in 5.
Vast and hoy once again, mateys. We be back. Castellan, you bloody champion, you. Thank you so much. Zadasha.com. Nelderberry, enjoy those gift subs. Zadasha.com is really cool because Zadasha.com is the person who actually drew the sub emotes.
She's winning her own work.
Yeah. So thank you so much, mate. That's incredibly generous of you, and we appreciate the heck out of it. Alrighty. The other thing I need to mention before we go any further is Ukraine.
Yes, Ukraine.
Where shit's getting fucky. So that there is the link to the emergency action appeal. If you could consider going over there and donating what pennies you have, because the people of Ukraine are doing it fucking rough right now. There are 8 million people there without homes, and this appeal is to help them out specifically. And as we were nearly homeless ourselves earlier this year, we know that that's a sucky situation to even contemplate being in. So, we feel for the people of Ukraine, and at Zadosha.com's request, we have begun this sort of little spruik to them. But anyway, let us get back.
Yes, because the rental crisis in Perth is but a tiny slither of misfortune compared to the shit in Ukraine.
To a war. Alrighty. Well, Karen, we are heading away from Witcherway.
Yes, you are walking along this broken down path, half overgrown. You and Garrett carry between you a plank of wood on which you have strapped a reasonably well butchered pig leg.
It's weird to be walking along a road with one more leg than I normally have.
Garrett snorts with laughter. He thinks that's very fun. And says, you should write a song about that.
I wonder what Mr. Chubb would think if I sang a song about, I was walking down the road with my good friend Garrett and a pig leg. I don't know where to go with it from that.
I think you kind of need to make it like a little play on words, like I asked for
a trotter.
I asked for a hand on my journey home, but an extra leg was all that could be known. You know, that sort of thing.
You see, Garrett, you should be my lyricist.
I don't know about that. I just don't get me wrong, Miss Beryl. I'd love to write my own book one day, but we'll see. I think I have to have some more adventures first.
What is it they say? Everybody's got at least one book in them.
And I like travelling. You meet interesting people.
I mean, I myself do not currently have a book in me, but maybe a small one day. Accidentally falls into a cup of soup you drink in, and then you just...
You have to be careful not to choke, you know. Them book soups can be chunky.
I would not be calm if I drank a book. Happy Easter to you as well, Castellan. Enjoy the Black Book references.
All right, it is starting to get dark.
Oh dear.
It is late afternoon. But
how, looking at the map, are we close to that inn?
Close to what, sorry?
There was a halfway... The initial place we were looking to enter the map on...
Oh yes, you are looking for the Hand and Horn, which is a pair of rocky outcrops.
Oh.
That
sounded like a tavern to me.
It does sound like a tavern. But it is in fact a pair of rocky outcrops, one looking like a hand and one looking like a horn. And even though it is growing dark, you have a feeling that if you walk just a little bit further, you might find it.
Okay. Nelderberry, welcome. Thanks. Good to see you, buddy. Congratulations on your gift sub. Nelderberry, Castellan, I believe you know each other, but just in case you don't, you're not sure who each other is. Castellan Nelderberry is of Wootenforge fame, and Castellan is of There Be Dragons fame, Nelderberry. I assumed they knew each other. Yes, very well. Well, then I think we do need to keep going just a little bit.
Okay, you press on in the growing darkness. Now, tell you what, could someone...
I keep my head on a swivel. I would be actively perceiving.
You are actively perceiving. Could someone in chat roll me a d4, please? Nelderberry, maybe. Nelderberry, would you like to roll me a d4?
Exclamation mark, roll space 4, my friend. 1.
There is no moon tonight.
Oh, shit.
And it is quite dark.
I would prestidigitate a small flame to see by.
Very wise.
Actually, I'm not sure I would, you know. Because I can't make a big fire. And I wouldn't want to spoil my night vision.
Okay. You both need to.
And I'm a dwarf. I have night vision.
You need to both make dexterity checks to see if you trip over anything.
Okay. I would stress that I'm a dwarf, so I have dark vision to 60 feet.
Okay, you'll be rolling with advantage.
Dex check. Would it be acrobatics? Or just straight dex?
Just straight dex.
Okay.
And I do not believe Garrett has dark vision.
No, halflings don't.
Halflings don't.
I got a 13. 16 on the
16.
first. Or
You don't trip over anything. Congratulations.
Yeah. 16. Yeah, cool.
16 is plenty. You don't trip over anything.
I would be the one leading with the haunch over my shoulder, so he's sort of following in my footsteps, so maybe he stumbles a little bit, but it's like, don't you worry, you just follow along behind me, Garrett, I can see just fine. My ancestors grew up in tunnels.
Thanks, I can't see a damn thing.
Maybe I put the fire behind me. Like I have a small fire, like a small flame behind me, like floating in the air behind me. So he can see a little bit, but it doesn't spoil my night vision.
Solid choice. And eventually looming out of the darkness, you see what looks like a massive hand reaching up towards the sky.
Why, that is a mad unsettling, is it not?
And on the other side of the road is another large rocky structure that looks suspiciously like a unicorn's horn. Should such things exist, of course.
Ooh. Okay, here's a question. And this is relevant. I have stone cunning. I'm a dwarf. I know a bit about stone. What are these? Is this a natural occurrence, or has this been made this way?
Roll me history?
Yeah, history, but with advantage because it's stone?
Yep, because it's your area of expertise. Yes,
Okay.
history check with advantage.
Well, that's a dirty 20.
These
Or a
were
16.
These
Yeah.
were definitely crafted by someone.
No.
Someone
hand?
carved them out of the rock. Like a
Agreed,
long time
Elderberry.
ago, they're not in tip-top condition,
Mm-hmm.
but these didn't happen by themselves. Someone did this.
Well, that's mighty interesting.
And as you stare up at the hand, the raven flies up and perches on the tip of the tallest finger.
And that right there is mighty interesting as well.
You think it's going to keep watch up there?
Look, I kind of got the impression that it looked out for us last night. And if we're doing what it wants us to do, how do you feel like pork for dinner?
Sounds great.
We make camp, I think.
Yes, you will make camp. And are you going to cook this pork
I'll
leg?
I'll cook the pork leg. And I know it's a reach, but I'm going to use my brewer's supplies and some beer that I picked up in Gretz to do beer battered pork. Beer battered boar leg. Boom, boom, boom. It's a lot of bees today.
All right. What check would we say that was?
Survival?
Survival?
Cooking
Yeah.
is normally survival. Medicine, maybe?
I think survival is more appropriate. Roll
Yeah.
a survival check to see how good your beer battered pork is.
Okay. That's a
Oh, you mean
plus
dead
one.
Clarence Castellan? That Clarence, the dead one?
7. I am proficient with brewer's supplies, which is why I said I wanted to use them. It's beer related.
Okay, you can have it with advantage.
Okay. It's worse. Hey, that's not too bad. 14.
14!
Shut up,
It
Big
is-
Clarence.
It is not the finest beer battered pork in existence, but it tastes pretty damn good.
For something that was shot this morning.
Very fresh. And like Garrett is like he's a young chap. He's just excited that it's food.
It's like, look, it's better than normal travel rations. I'll take that, you know. And we Prost, you know.
And do you make camp in a similar fashion and concealing yourselves off the side of, well, what?
Yeah, I'd probably go for the lee of the hand.
Okay.
Like, off the road, but, like, behind the wrist.
Okay. You bed down for the night behind the hand. I would like you... Thanks for stopping by, Elderberry.
Travel safe, my friend.
Take care. Basically, I want you to roll to see if you're going to sleep through the night.
Oh, okay. Con?
Yeah, let's make it a con check. Roll me a straight con check, please.
Okay, I'm a +1 in con. 17.
You sleep beautifully. You are full of delicious pork.
Full of
and
pork.
You sleep soundly throughout the night, awaking refreshed to the golden light of a new day.
That's the quote from Beer Fest. I always sleep better with a little sausage in me.
All right.
Yeah, we do that.
Cool. You break camp, I assume? And you
I don't know if we make camp particularly.
Yeah, well, you pack up your shit, you know,
yeah,
you have a
it's a 10-minute operation.
You wrap the rest of the pork up in some cloth.
Yeah. Get out the Tupperware.
Amazing. All right. Now, to continue, if you continue to follow the map, you will be now heading in a southeasterly direction into a thicker patch of forest.
Ooh.
The trees
Sure.
here are taller and denser.
Oh, well,
When you were
now
heading
this
away-
is...
When
This
you
is
were
just...
heading,
No, sorry, you carry on.
it feels like you're heading back down into the valley again.
Oh, did we leave it?
Well, when you worked away from which way you were heading away from, the river, and
okay.
therefore away from the valley. So you went.
Can
up a
I
bit.
check the map to see whether or not we think this is... Like, we're heading to a river, right? Rivers would be at the bottom of a valley.
Yes.
Okay, that seems... That tracks for me, then, at least.
All right. You head into the forest. Are you doing anything as you walk along?
I might be being a little bit quiet. Like, does this wood feel... House Tup? The Plastomancers of House Tup, coveted by the higher races and rumored based on the artifact that was dropped from the Fallen One in the wake of the War in Heaven. Yes, this is the famous Dead Sea Tupperware. It will not break! It will not break! It broke. Listen, it's still good.
It's actually that. Oh god, that film. It was ages ago. The Gods Must Be Crazy. Is that the one where the Coke bottle falls out of a plane? Very obscure reference.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
I got it yet from Castellan.
Castellan
The Gods
does.
Must Be Crazy is the movie where a Coke bottle falls from a plane
Okay.
and causes all sorts of chaos.
Okay. We will
to
explain
be
this
clear,
later.
I do not remember this film. Like, I feel like I watched it once.
Helicopter.
Helicopter. I feel like it's a movie I watched when I was a kid, and all I remembered was that a Coke bottle fell out of a helicopter.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That was from the 80s.
Probably. Sounds legit. Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
You are
we're
walking through
how
the forest.
spooky is the forest?
It's not spooky. It's
Okay.
just a forest.
But
It's
the tall trees.
It is a tall tree. Like, I suppose you could say it's slightly eerie in the way that most dense forests are eerie. You know, you
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
surrounded.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be keeping my head on a swivel, and I might have said to Garrett, maybe we should be, like, just alert here. We're on a treasure hunt after all. We might not be the only ones.
Garrett nods nervously. Now, are you moving stealthily or are you just moving normally?
Sure. I'll move stealthily.
Okay, roll a stealth check. And could someone in chat roll me a stealth check, please? Castellan, perhaps.
The holy Tupperware is...
The only thing in existence that can resist the stain of fallen
Oh,
eggs. Yes, we have several orange pieces of Tupperware.
15 from Castellan, and I got a 19 for Beryl.
You guys are moving very quietly through this forest. Despite, like, this path, like the path previously, it's not in best condition. You know, it's overgrown, the cobblestones are not regular, but you guys are moving through it very quietly and evenly. You're making good time. You're making good pace through this slightly creepy forest. Slightly eerie forest, I suppose.
Is our friend Corvus following?
Have a look, roll a perception check for me.
$13.
Sorry, say again?
13.
13. The raven is following you, maintaining its usual distance behind.
Following, not leading as well.
No,
Yes.
it dropped back and started following you again.
Did it look like it was looking out throughout the night?
Well, you were asleep, so you don't know.
But like when I went to bed, was it?
When you went to bed, it was perched up on the hand. When you woke up in the morning, it was still perched on the hand. Whether it stayed
Nice.
there all night, you don't know.
I don't know. Okay, interesting.
That raven could have been doing anything.
Look, I like to think it was off doing raven stuff, but either way,
Just off doing raven
I gotta
things.
go. I gotta do raven stuff.
Gotta do raven stuff. you wouldn't like it. It's raven stuff.
Fair.
Raven stuff's too cool for you.
Perfect raven.
Perfect. What? He's just sneaking down and just staring at you. I just like, oh yeah, I like watching you sleep, Beryl. You sleep real pretty.
Just putting its claw in my mouth while I sleep. It's weird. Sorry, I went too far.
The raven is not a pervert. Just it's a slightly magical raven.
What? Oh, I never actually did that Arcana check. I actually never rolled the Arcana check to determine whether or not it was a magical raven. At this point, I think it probably is a magical raven, and I don't really need to... Hello, Orchid Twilight. That is a gorgeous stream name.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's
welcome.
very pretty. I like
We
that.
are playing 1v1 D&D, and this is Karen's first live DMing experience. She's doing really well. She's describing how a raven didn't rape me in the night.
Hey, I just said you don't know what the raven did at night. It's you who made it.
Well,
perverse.
I inferred that it didn't rape me. Correctly, I'll have you know.
Oh, okay.
And then Orchid Twilight's
Did you-
like, oh,
Did you roll the Arcana check to?
yeah,
on the
I
raven.
can do that. I can do that.
To be
To be honest,
honest,
we all made it weird. Yeah.
look, I didn't shut it down when it started happening, and that's on me. You know.
That right there is a filthy 20.
Filthy 20. Okay. Look. This bird, it's not a magical raven. It's definitely not someone who's like shapeshifted into a raven or anything like that. There's like just a tiny little spark of something magical about it.
Yeah.
Something not, like, it's not a regular raven. There's something about it that's not quite on the level. You couldn't say what, but there's something a little off about the raven.
Alrighty. Awesome. Love
Possibly
it.
it's just a little too clever.
Sure.
for a regular
Ravens are clever boys.
Oh,
Real life thing.
wow. It's actually her real name translated into English from Mandarin.
That's
Chinese.
amazing.
That's so pretty.
Orchid.
See, I really want to know what that sounds like in Chinese now, but I'm like, can't exactly hook Orchid Twilight up. So
Yeah, no, that's really cool. Thank you very much for sharing, Orchid Twilight.
that's
Yeah.
really cool.
Welcome. Well, we are Corsair's Cove. We're a D&D channel. Karen and I are the proprietors, I guess. Yeah, we also have other games. Thursday night it was our regular Humblewood night, where I DM it, and I'll be playing Total Warhammer tomorrow. If you fancy Lahuna Limming. Limming and Twilight does make sense. Yes, I know that one. Yeah, that's cool. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for sharing. That's really cool.
And
Malgang. I wouldn't even... I'm butchering Southern American. I don't want to try Chinese. Alrighty.
so I did actually try to learn a bit of Mandarin using
Lanhua.
Duolingo once, and it's really hard because
There's just no...
'Cause you're technically learning.
It's
two
not a
things.
Latin
You're learning,
language. You're learning
you're
new
learning like the
sounds. Yeah.
and the characters.
You're just like, we don't have that in...
Yeah. I got very confused very quickly, so I
What was
gave
it,
up.
Bill Bailey? I only know one phrase, and it's Jiao Zi.
Don't even have that.
Which is
dumpling?
dumpling?
I
think it's
Kong
dumpling.
By pointing and hoping people spoke.
Well, this is in Hong Kong. You've got a reasonably good chance of finding people who speak English. I grew up in Singapore, so
when I'm traveling, I like to learn a bit of the language, even if it's just like please, thank you, and some numbers.
yeah.
But yeah.
I learned thank you and hello is my normal, the two because I have awful memory for language that isn't the language I speak. Lanhua Liming. Very pretty though. And Orchid Twilight is excellent.
Sounds like a fantasy novel. Anyway, we're getting off track.
I want a Twilight Orchid in the game at some point. That would be cool. Those, yeah. Awesome. Anyway, we're playing D&D.
When I was looking into learning a bit of Mandarin, they were like, well, there's like the official Mandarin, the government mandated Mandarin, and then there's like all the different variations from the different parts of China. And then some parts of China don't even speak Mandarin, they speak Cantonese or something.
Cantonese? I believe China has 4 languages that are technically official.
Yeah. I was like, this is a lot. This makes Italian look easy.
It's a big country with nearly a fifth of the world's population in it. There's a lot of variation in there.
Yeah, in Australia we speak
one language badly.
Yes, we're going to a massive change now. All right, you're walking stealthily through the forest. You've glanced back. The raven is still following you. You do an arcana check on the raven, and there's something a little off about it, but you can't quite put your finger on what that might be.
Sick.
Yeah, you start to see the trees up ahead are thinning out, and light is starting to filter through more strongly.
Excellent.
As you, and I assume you just keep going?
Yeah.
Yep, you keep going. And eventually the trees part to reveal an unusual hill, in that this is kind of the slope down into the valley. There's not much in the ways of, bumps and lumps. But this is a large, sharp hill. If you pop the map up again for people, they can see.
Oh, yes.
But perched on the very tip of it, and this hill is easily as high as a tree, are perched 3 small trees.
3 Tree Hill?
And you have reached 3 Tree Hill.
Ah, splendid. Nicely done. There it is. This is pretty close to our destination at this point, is it not?
You are just over halfway now.
Oh, good.
And just for the record, this is beautiful.
Ah.
This hill is jutting out of the slope. You can see the river at the bottom, trickling past. It's all very picturesque. It would be, if you were taking someone on a romantic picnic, this would be an excellent place to go.
I think I would pause. I think Garrett and I would pause and admire.
I would like you to roll a d20 to see how many minutes you linger admiring 3.
Can I ask Orchid Twilight to roll it?
You certainly can. Orchid Twilight, could you #roll space 20 in the chat?
No, exclamation mark. No,
sorry.
Not hashtag. Exclamation mark, roll space 20. And this it's a random number generator.
It's him.
But yeah, we I don't know if it's a 20, it's more of a 6 at most, it's mighty pretty, but we do have a treasure to find.
Orchid Twilight seems to have wandered off on us. Castellan, do you mind rolling it for me? Roll a 20 in chat to your old mate Keza?
Whichever one of them happens first.
Whoever gets there first.
Oh, no, it occurs to me Orchid Twilight might not actually be able to because...
not a pop. Sorry. Sorry.
If they want to, though. 18! We hang out for a good old while. We have a short rest.
You stay there for 18 minutes. And after the 10-minute mark, you start to hear what sounds like a raven cawing from behind you.
Oh, all right, fine. I'm just enjoying the pretty... Yeah.
By 15 minutes, the raven has come closer than it has for quite most of this trip. And is kind of scratching at the ground and looking agitated and annoyed.
All right, fine. Yeah, we'll make our way on then.
All right. You start following the broken down road in a southerly direction. The raven immediately calms down. So. All right. Now, up ahead, you can hear more water sounds. And you remember from the map that actually two rivers come and meet. So you are technically walking into... God, what's the term?
A gully? This right here, if you're interested, is a twilight orchid.
Oh, can you shuffle it over just a smidge, Josh?
There you go.
That's so pretty. Oh, it's beautiful. I love orchids, but I kill them. Sorry,
No, you haven't. No, you haven't.
No, it's not dead, but it's not growing any more flowers either.
No, but it's because it's outside and I'm watering it.
So I would have killed it left to my own devices. I've definitely killed other orchids.
Very pretty plant.
Right. You are aware that you are walking towards another river that will eventually join the river you saw behind Three Tree Hill.
Okay.
And you also know that there is a covered bridge up ahead that you should soon be seeing.
Yeah, the plant lives. The plant's very happy. Yeah. I feel urged on by the bird. Just like, come on, get there, fucking... I've got a soul to deliver. Jesus, come on.
Alright. And sure enough, as you continue down this road, you soon see the other river and a covered wood bridge.
How does the bridge look? The sort of bridge a troll would live under.
Look, it's a little broken down, but it was clearly well made and has survived reasonably well, given that everything you've seen so far suggests that people are no longer living in this area.
Oh, okay. I mean, bridges are made to last. You don't make a bridge that might fall over at the first sign of trouble.
Yeah.
Not if you're doing it right, anyway.
Please roll me a perception check.
Cool. Will do. An 11.
An 11. You could swear you saw something move under the bridge. Just a little flicker of movement under the bridge.
Gosh darn it.
What? Did you see something?
Maybe.
Maybe? Where?
I'd like to skirt out around, keep a wide berth, but have a look under that bridge.
Okay. So you move to a better vantage point?
Yeah. A decent distance, say 60 feet.
Yep, keeping a decent distance from the bridge. Could you roll a stealth check, please?
Oh, why, yes. You keep quiet now, young Garrett, and maybe get out that crossbow of yours. Oof, 13.
13. You're still quite a ways away, so 13 will do it. And I'm going to say that you are sheltering the tiny Garrett behind you.
Yeah.
All right, you have moved to a better vantage point. Roll another perception check. With advantage this time.
Oh, cool. Good. Hey, filthy 20.
Damn, so many filthy 20s. There is definitely something moving underneath the bridge.
Is it a person something?
It is not a human. It is quite large.
It's bigger than a person.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Garrett, I can see something under the bridge. Something moving, something big.
Well, that's not good.
It might not be. How wide is the river?
Look. You could probably swim across it, but I wouldn't recommend it.
How are you at swimming, Garrett?
Not that great. Because I'm quite small, I get washed
That's
away
okay.
easily.
No, that's all right. There's a perfectly serviceable bridge there. I'm sure it'll be fine. I got a couple of... So, Garrett, you might know this about me, but I actually am somewhat magical.
Oh, right. Well, you did have some spells when you were working at the watch, didn't you?
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I use them to de-escalate situations a lot, and I think we'll probably be fine. Why don't we, we could just try and sneak over the bridge real quiet-like.
That might be better. I mean, do you know what it is?
I don't want to say the word troll, but one assumes...
Trolls are real?
Oh, trolls are certainly real, my friend, yes, but not necessarily... because I happen to know that they don't do well with trenchfoot.
Oh. I didn't know that.
No, the whole thing about them living under bridges, it could just be a homeless giant. I don't know. Loads of people live under bridges. I've slept under a bridge my own self in the time. Bard's life is not always glamorous, so I would go stealth first, would be my first sort of port of call.
Okay, you're going to attempt to creep over the bridge.
Bridge-dwelling persons. Bridge under-dwelling persons. Under bridge-dwelling persons? Yeah. Stealth to get over the bridge.
Sub-bridge-dwelling persons. All right.
Sub-bridge,
roll a stealth check for me. And someone in chat, roll a stealth check for Garrett, please.
22.
22. You live very stealth.
Garrett with his mighty dex of 1.
Yes.
Exclamation mark stealth. Anybody who fancies it. Probably Castellan, but maybe someone else. Orchid Twilight. If you follow, you are welcome to do it as well. Unfortunately, I have... People can't roll if... I don't actually know... Oh, no, I know why I did that. I could probably fix it. But I'd have to fix each command
Garrett
individually.
Has a +3 to stealth.
Oh, good. Good dex. Like a good dex in my companions.
He's small and light, so he's very stealthy.
Oh, he's a halfling, of course, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he'd have good dex. Shall I do it? Oh, no, we got a 4. Lurk mode. Yep. 7. And a 22. Garrett,
22 and 7 will stay it evens out. And you
26 divided by 2 is 13.
13.
Oh, no. 29 divided by 2 is nearly 15. It's 14 and a half.
Yes.
14 and a half.
You make it to the opening of the bridge undetected by whatever lurks beneath.
It's wooden?
It is a wooden bridge. It looks reasonably sturdy.
Yeah.
But this thing's probably going to make some noise.
Yeah, right.
So you will be rolling stealth with disadvantage to cross the wooden bridge undetected.
I might shout out, you know? Like, I look at him and I go, like, I say very, very quiet, I whispered with my 22, Garrett, I think we might have to talk to whatever's under there. We could try. We could try sneak. I don't want any trouble, you know?
What if it can't understand you and just attacks us?
Well, then I de-escalate the situation. With magic that doesn't involve understanding me.
You might want to check your spell list real quick before you do anything foolish.
I'm looking at sleep quite hard.
I was thinking more spells that could help you sneakily pass whatever is hiding under the bridge.
How wide is the bridge?
Couple of meters.
Oh, Karen. The problem is, only one of them can actually get me over.
I don't know. The distance to cross the bridge is longer than 2 meters. Sorry, it is 2 meters wide.
Oh, right.
Probably about 20 foot long.
Sorry, that was the question I was asking.
Sorry, I misunderstood the question. 2
Well,
by 20.
Well, I can teleport over there.
Not to be too blunt about, man, but where's that leave me?
I know. So what I'm gonna do is turn you invisible.
Okay.
I mean, I seriously consider just casting sleep on the area underneath the bridge.
Look, you're welcome to do so.
But I prefer this. I prefer this option. Let's do this. Then this doesn't necessarily have to interact with the creature at all. So, I'm going to cast invisibility on Garrett.
Okay.
And I am then going to Misty Step to the other side of the bridge.
Okay. You do so.
Which gives him advantage on his stealth check, and I just zip over there.
So, he will just be rolling a normal stealth check.
A flat stealth check.
A flat stealth check for
Okay.
Garrett.
Chat, don't fuck it up. First person to type ! stealth in chat. At this point, Castellan is functionally Garrett.
Look,
but anybody else is welcome to be.
He had a rough start in life, but he got yanked out in the right time.
By me. Castellan may have gone back to editing, so I might just stealth.
Chat.
There we are. A 15.
15.
I'm rolling well today. I am digital randomizing well today.
Garrett crosses the bridge with making hardly any sound at all.
Yeah, you're all good, Castellan, my dear. You carry on.
Now you are both safely on the other side of the bridge. Do you want to try and see what is under the bridge?
I do, kinda. Explode a statue. That was a good app. That was fun. I enjoyed exploding that statue.
Oh, that app. Memories.
Where we fought Mayhem.
Good name as well.
It's a good name.
Do check out There Be Dragons, the podcast.
Oh,
it was crazy shit.
It's such a cool adventure. Heavy, high stakes. None of us have the faintest idea what we're doing, but very cool. We're all like, why are we here? Why are we here? We.
Okay, so Beryl, you have a choice. You can sneak away and leave the bridge unmolested by whatever lies beneath it, or if you would like to try and see what you just dodged, you can roll a final stealth check with advantage.
Okay, I will roll that stealth check with advantage. Beryl is problematically curious. That is a 12 or a dirty 20.
Yeah, you quietly sneak back towards the side of the bridge and roll me a final perception check, please.
Oh. Hey! Nat 20!
Nat 20!
I have yet to roll a 1, but I've rolled 4 20s.
You are killing it today.
Hopefully not. I am not killing it, and that's the thing.
Asleep under the bridge on the far side, the side you just left, lying in the mud, snoring quietly, is the largest wild boar you've ever seen in your life. The wild pigs you saw back at Which Way were pretty big. This one is huge.
This one looks delicious.
Look, if you'd gotten a haunch off that, you could have lived off it for a week. This is a massive, massive pig.
I probably don't want to fight that pig. Pig her off. You could be a big pig too. Ooh! Are you aching? Yub yub. For some bacon? Yub yub. He's a big pig. Yub yub. You could be a big pig too. Oh!
All right.
Wait, that was Disney. Non-copyright. Fuck.
Too late now. Move on quickly.
Quick.
All right.
I
you
stealth
decide
away.
to
I stealth away. I'm
stealth
like,
back
turns out
away?
it was just a pig. I burned 2 spell slots on a pig.
A really big
Again,
fucking pig.
that was the second time today that I have burned a 2nd level spell slot on a pig.
No, technically you burned the other one yesterday.
I know, no. Today in Josh's life. I burned a 2nd level spell slot to get us past a giant pig. Cool. At least that one was a bigger pig.
Oh yeah, this
The
one
pigs
is
are
fucking
getting
huge.
bigger. The pigs are getting bigger, but the spell slot's staying the same. Okay. Let's keep going.
Like there was no troll under the bridge, but
I'm disappointed.
too obvious.
No.
Throwback.
Pig's great. Love it.
All right. Do you tell Garrett what was under the bridge?
Yeah, I come out. I was like, well, that was a bit of a waste of magic, wasn't it? Turns
what
out
was
it was just a giant pig.
Oh. How giant?
Very. Like, much bigger. Like, probably would have needed 4 crossbow bolts.
You might have needed a few more than 4 crossbows. Not many more, but yes, you would have had to shoot it more than once.
Yeah. And sleep would not necessarily have worked.
And how effectively you cast it.
Yeah. 5d8, I don't think so.
Alright. The worn-out road continues down into another patch of forest. This one doesn't look as healthy as the last one.
Oh. Oh my. Serrated tusks, coal black eyes, exhales small blue flames.
What a bore.
What you got there is a gorgon.
Not a magical pig, it's just a massive one.
Arcana check on the pig.
You've already left.
Very well. We do.
Yes.
We leave. We find Arcana check on the trees. Or nature. How about nature?
Nature check. Do me a nature check on these trees. They don't
Why
look
are they not looking so great? Nat 20.
What the fuck?
Third in a, like that's second in a row.
Still looking up at these trees.
I am killing it.
You are killing it.
This is the
too
best
easy. I
I've
need to make it
ever
harder.
rolled.
I was so sure you were gonna cock up and disturb the pig, and you just fucking waltzed right past that thing.
I mean, thank you for telling me to look at my spells list, because I was only looking at my level 1 spells, because I'm like, I'm going to encounter something important today. Like, yesterday I could fuck about and throw I could throw heat metal at a pig. Why not?
Right.
But now I actually need to be conserving stuff. No, I'm going to burn invisibility to get past that. Admittedly, it probably would not have been a fun fight, and Garrett might have gotten hurt. I would not have, but Garrett would have. Charm Person doesn't work on pigs. That was my second plan. It was sleep and then Charm Person.
Yeah,
I was
Person would not have
assuming a
worked on
troll.
the pig. The pig would not have reacted.
No, it's a humanoid.
Would have worked on a troll though. But I didn't go with troll. I
Actually,
feel like I
Charm
should have set up
Person,
more
I'm-
attacks for you. You just waltzed right past
Trolls,
that
trolls are giants, technically speaking, not humanoids. And I
You had
don't
to charm
speak
it.
giant.
one. No, you don't. Anyway, you've rolled a 20 to discern why the trees don't look so good. You have a bit of a sniff up there. You can get a whiff of sulfur.
Oh my.
And it occurs to you, you're getting very close to the foothills of the mountains now.
Oh.
And there is a chance that there's some low-level volcanic activity happening,
Like
and
a...
that the trees aren't super down with it.
Oh.
Like it's like you don't like you're not in a like a volcano isn't gonna pop off near you,
No.
but
More
you
like a
can kind
geyser, like a
Yeah.
like hot springs and vents.
Yeah.
I have a question, and this is a Josh's knowledge of volcanic activity. If is this a new thing? Because the forest grew here, and
Yes.
now is sick.
Yes. So presumably at some point Because
We had a minor
this is
earthquake
my
and
flavor
then...
because I recently watched Dante's Peak. Which is a really,
Did you?
Yeah.
Without me? I love that film. Sorry, carry on.
I recently watched Dante's Peak, and yes, so basically there's been, recently, the last few months, there's been enough of an increase in the amount of sulfur coming out the mountain that the trees are getting a little poisoned. They're not super healthy right now.
Garrett, can you smell that?
That smell like rotten eggs?
Yeah, that's sulfur.
Oh. Whoa! And Garrett pulls out the map. And he says, well, it looks like there's some sort of geyser up ahead. Scorch of the red worm.
Worm spelled W-Y-R-M?
Yes.
Yeah.
Should we
You know
be
that
worried
means
there's a
dragon.
giant-
No, I'm sure it's just a volcano.
Okay.
I don't know if that's better.
No, the earth's not shaking. It's just, I'm sure, hopefully we'll be fine.
Hopefully we'll be fine. I'm sure we'll be fine.
Do you continue?
We do.
Go. And sure enough, as you pass through this forest, you see the mountains before you. And a couple of the mountains on this end of the range do look like they have erupted at some point.
Great.
Not necessarily recently, but they have that volcanic look where the top's been blown off.
Okay.
And up one of the mountains, you can see what looks a bit like steam coming out from between the rocks and trees.
And I go, well, there's your problem.
Oh. And Garrett's like, hot springs could be nice to swim in, but we are looking for treasure.
Oh, although we could have a spa day.
Oh my god, we could have a spa day.
A spa day? Look, if that happens to us, it happens to us, and that's okay. I'm fine with it. But...
if you wish to continue towards the
Yes,
final destination on the map, you would have to turn and head in a westerly direction, not heading up into the mountains where hot springs await.
Maybe on the way back, right?
That
We
sounds
have
like a good plan.
I don't want a raven just watching me naked. It'd be
Alright.
weird. Voyeuristic raven.
It is getting to late afternoon now. You have travelled another full day.
Gosh. Late afternoon, we'll push on.
Raven calls essentially.
Caw!
Oh, caw.
Caw. Oh,
All
Caw,
right.
this you rude thing, you.
Alright. I was trying to double check.
Caw, caw. Ding dong.
Alright, you notice as you pass by the steaming hillside that the road is getting even more worn away. If you weren't paying attention, you wouldn't notice it anymore.
Interesting. I pressed my hand to the ground. It's like, is the ground hot?
Roll a deception check. Or nature check. Deception, nature, whichever's better.
Nature. 17.
It feels like normal ground.
I'm really glad the chat can see my rolls, because they are ridiculous today.
They're ridiculously good. This was like you were meant to like get lost or, have to fight a giant pig.
Look, I can go back.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Just have to make it up to you next
Sorry, what was it hot?
No,
Okay.
the ground just feels totally normal. It's basically just like the road here is even more disused than
Okay,
the road
all right,
you've
well,
encountered previously.
yeah.
You
The road near
you're getting out
we're
in
in
the
the
wilds.
sticks. Sure. Okay. Well, that's good. That's where I'd leave a treasure.
As the sun starts to set, a mist begins to rise from the ground. And as you continue on, You see the outline of a building emerge from the foothills of the mountains, shrouded in mist. A stone building you see up ahead.
On a scale of 1 to fucking creepy. Like 12, 13.
This place is clearly neglected. It also looks like some force, like there's a tower and there's a hole in the roof.
Oh my.
Big old hole in the roof. So a bit of the tower roof is missing. It is a stone building. It would have once been quite nice. Would have been a reasonably posh place to stay. But it does not look good.
Okay.
And with the mist rising around it, it looks a little creepy. And as the sun is setting, you notice there are more ravens perched near this building. And as the sun sinks below the horizon, they fly off and disappear from view. And I think we'll end it there. To quote Josh, you have reached what you will soon discover is Chalet Brantifax.
Ooh.
But you don't know that yet.
I am quite proud of myself because about 20 seconds before you said about the crows, I hit the cue on Sirenscape for the Crows and Ravens. It is now playing Crows and Ravens.
I totally forgot to put Sirenscape on, so I have no idea.
Because I'm good at my job. I also enjoy Castellan's It's Sticky. Does the term horse apple mean anything to you? In reference to the road, one assumes. Gross. Cravens. It's craisins. It's the when you get a cherry and you just pop it in a dehumidifier.
Yeah, I bet the rabbits would like craisins.
Oh, they love craisins. Guys, thank you. Yeah.
You and Garrett have reached
where
the treasure may be.
I turn to Garrett and I say, well, that looks a mighty creepy building to me, but, and I'm only slightly concerned that there are, if that raven there is wanting us to come here and it's bearing a soul, say, and it does feel slightly magical, I'll be honest. Dear Lord, how many ravens, how many souls want to get into that building? I'm not a particularly superstitious sort, Garrett, but I think we should go in there now because it's creepy, and creepy you should go in at night, right? Like, you don't want a daylight.
And we shall end the session on Garrett's disbelieving face that you have just suggested you go into the super creepy place.
Now. Yeah, could be meeting
and next
over.
week, you'll be rolling a persuasion check to convince Garrett that you should go in at night.
Very good at that, so hang on, let me just persuade. +5. I want to do it today because 16, because I'm rolling well today.
I'd mentally set it at 15, so you only just persuade him to go in at night.
Garrett's like, this is a fucking stupid idea, but alright, yeah, love it, might be fun.
Bowing to your greater wisdom.
Wisdom, sure, let's call it that. Well, that was very fun for me. I love playing D&D. Our audience are probably aware of this. And I love playing D&D with Karen. And it was so much fun for me to sit in this chair and be DM'd rather than be the DM. Look, I had so much fun. So, let's do favourite moments. And, for once, I have to go first because we do the DM last.
You're the player. Yeah, go for it.
So I have to do me favourite moments. I think my favourite me moment, I quite enjoyed... I like being frivolous with spell slots. I like being silly with spell slots, and I was like, no, I'll kill the pig. Fuck it. That was fun. But I think Favorite moment was how Karen is now one of us. Yes! Yes.
Pop
Once a
my
DM,
cherry
always
now.
a DM now.
I want to be clear. I basically read the adventure in the book, made some other notes, and then
Yeah. That's how it is. That's how it works. That's what you do. And then you have to remember what skills there are to select one that applies vaguely to the situation at hand and say, roll that.
Like, there's a lot in the book where they kind of leave it open-ended up to you, and I'm like... Okay.
I got a massive kick out of you saying, roll me a straight intelligence check. And I'm just like, yes! She knows! That was cool for me. But we're talking about my favorite me moments.
Yes. What did you do that you particularly enjoyed, Josh?
I liked going around and talking to the Raven. Actually, you know what? My favorite me moment was the eagle.
That was pretty fun.
I was just like, how do I make this go away? Because I was like, I could cast sleep on the Raven. That might kill it. Just drops out of the sky. Oh, sorry. But yeah, my relationship with the Raven and... yeah, what I've decided to the way I've interfaced with the Raven was fun for me. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Awesome.
Your favorite?
I'll give you two little things, just for funsies. I did enjoy you failing an intelligence check to realize that if you followed the road down to which way you were going away from where you wanted to go. That was fun. And I also enjoyed you stepping in to help poor Garrett butcher the pig.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
A whole business with the pig was great. Both pig bits.
You mentioned the pigs the first time. I was like, well, I'm going to have to eat one of those. You can't just mention wild pigs running around a village. Favorite moment, pervert Raven. My favorite chat moment was the cool moment when Costello wished everyone a happy Easter and gave 2 gift subs to the community. You fucking legend.
That was pretty great.
It was pretty cool. I also really enjoyed Lucid Lucis coming along and becoming a follower just so they can roll the dice for us, which is awesome of them as well.
Still there, Lucid Lucis. Thanks.
Come back. We appreciate you. Esoteric Order of Dungeon Masters and Associated Storytellers. Next Draconis! Hey! You're rather late to the party. We're just wrapping up, my friend. You are a little bit, but check out the VOD because it was Karen's first time in the DM seat and it was fucking dope.
He says that now. We'll get off stream and be like, Karen, we need to talk about...
we need to talk about pace.
We spent a whole day traveling and not much happened. I'm like, yeah, because you kept rolling really well.
There was a lot of pigs. Distracted painting intercessors. Ooh. We need to get the Discord up so I can see Next Draconis' pictures of intercessors. Because intercessors are space marines, Karen. The new Primaris Space Marines, because I play Warhammer, yes. Do you understand now, Karen?
You did too well. Nothing went wrong, apart from you going in the wrong direction for half a day.
So Next Draconis and anybody else watching, Castellan was Karen and my first DM. I would say Karen has definitely played more D&D with me now than she has with Castellan. Though actually it's probably about the same.
Yeah.
Because we're 60 odd eps into There Be Dragons.
Yeah.
And I ran 50 odd with what's her face? Catalina. And then you've done 12 as Cash.
I've done a whole season of Humblewood with you as well.
I think I've only recently pipped Castellan at the post of I've DM'd Karen more. There's a few charity one-shots and things in there as well, and now I've done 2 episodes of this. Yeah, all up probably around 70-ish, but yeah, it's not a lot in it. Castellan has DM'd Karen a lot, and me... Castellan, the only person in the world who's maybe DM'd me more is Brendan. And so, yeah, Castellan has tolerated the pair of us for a long time as a DM. Yeah. But, so now you know, Next Draconis, yeah, we've been playing a lot, and Castellan is our original DM, the one who taught us both how to play, not necessarily how to DM, but how to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Technically, I prepared for this, but I didn't, go crazy. I haven't read the whole Dungeon Master's Guide or anything.
No, neither have I.
I did look up a few internet articles about tips for first-time DMs. But...
Dreaded GM said, "Hey, you should read that. The book, the first Wizards of the Coast book I ever bought. I've read bits of it. I've used it for magic items, but yeah, he's like, there's a whole bunch of alt rules at the back that you might like. Start with the module. Well, we are playing Candlekeep Mysteries, so modules are good way to start. I've never the first two eps of this was the first little story from Candlekeep Mysteries, and I'd never run a Wizards module ever. Never done it. I've run Humblewood all the way through twice, well, nearly twice, and I've run a whole mess of homebrew shit, but I've never actually run a Wizards module, and by golly, they are easy to do. It's just straight off the page. You can mod on the way, and yeah, I'm pretty confident the pig sleeping under the bridge isn't in the book. No, and because that's my favorite.
I saw when there was a bridge you had to cross. I was like, well, something's got to be under the bridge.
Yeah, when I mentioned trolls,
say the wild pigs at Which Way. That is from the book. There
are
really? Wild pigs. Yeah, I didn't have the wild pigs at Which Way, but I gave you the giant Uber pig at the bridge because I was just like, well, what would be under the bridge? I don't want to put a troll because it's too obvious. I was just like, well, let's say one of the pigs got lost, wandered down south, and got huge.
Yeah. Ate a lot of sulfur, came back real big.
Yeah, got mutated by the...
Yeah. Answer me these questions 3. The other side oink, oink. Ye see. Next Draconis, we're back to quoting Monty Python at you. Same film as well. Blue. No, yellow!
Is it African swallow or European swallow?
I don't know that. All right, favorite DM moments. I'm going to say it was the pig under the bridge. Because until that moment you hadn't decided what it was, and you were like, no, I'm going to put a giant pig. I was like, yes. Karen, I saw you changing the world around the situation, and I was like, yes, no. I approve completely. It was gorgeous. I loved it.
Yeah. Yes, very much the notorious PIG.
Yes.
You guys, technically,
I really kind of want to fight it now. Just
to
force Karen to make up stats for a pig on the fly.
No, I have stats for the pig.
Oh.
I looked up.
Giant pig.
And there is a giant pig ready to go.
Yep. Out of mild curiosity, because I have no intention of fighting this pig, how many hit points did it have?
42.
Oof. Yeah, I could not have put that to sleep. I'd have had to... No, I couldn't even. Because it's 5d8. I straight up couldn't. I would have been 5 points short at 2 points short at max damage. Never mind.
Between the two of you, you had Garrett with you. If you did well, you could...
Players, Pikachu face. Pikachu face?
You wake the pig, a health bar appears. I love it when you call me Big Pork.
Pikachu.
Pikachu,
I choose you!
For a giant pig.
Electric pig.
Karen, pig, electric boogaloo.
Favorite, yeah, that was the dead set what I thought. Favorite DM moment?
To be honest, it probably was seeing whether you were going to go the wrong way on the road. Because I kind of set what you had to roll, and like the lower you rolled, the further back you ended at the map. So if you'd rolled really well, you would have gone in like halfway through and bypassed all that stuff. But yeah, you rolled under 10, so you had to start at the beginning. No,
love it. I really enjoyed role playing with Garrett. And it's interesting because this is still a bit of an experiment for us. We're not sure how 1v1 was really going to work. And it's worked really well so far, but both times we've had an NPC to be the other player. So it's like we're both playing, but one of us is also telling the story. And I think it actually works quite well. So it's basically an extended mission of, right, who's the NPC this time? But I don't think it's a formula we necessarily need to stick religiously to, but I think it's certainly one that works.
It was more that I was aware, depending on how you go as you continue into this
I
Jenny.
might need help. Because
You
I have
might
to
need
fight
help.
a 42 HP pig. I'm not confident.
You probably need some help with the 42
a
HP.
squishy bard can manage that. Like, I'd shatter it, obviously. I'd shatter it a couple of times and then sleep. Okay, brushes down. Well, next Draconis, this is my latest painting attempts. I make territory, terrain. It says, yeah. Ruined wall.
Roll to seduce the giant. Love it. I seduced the pig.
So next Draconis, this is, you might recognize bits of sprue.
Josh loves recycling.
Just chop them up and then with PVA glue stick it to a wall you make out of cardboard. Works
you started
super
doing
good.
this during lockdown in Perth, didn't you?
Yeah.
I think I remember this. You were just sitting there cutting up
Yeah.
bits of sprue, and we
I spent the last
house for 3 weeks, and we're just like, he's lost it. He's cutting up the sprue into tiny squares.
This is a jar full of bits of sprue. I made a spider thing with leftover towel bits. Of course you did.
I mean, I can't talk. I love making things out of other things. But yes, it's one of those lockdown moments where, I'd started knitting. And,
I was watching I binge watched Jurassic Park 1 through however many there are now.
Cutting up sprue.
Yeah. And making walls. I made loads and loads of country lanes, essentially. Leftover guns, yeah. I keep all of the bits in a bits box, obviously. I'm a Warhammer player, but I do have so much sprue. And it makes really good... It reminds me of home, because I grew up in Somerset, where most of the walls look like that. Anyway, we should go away from here now. It was lovely seeing all of our lovely friends. It was lovely seeing Castellan and Extraconis and our new friend Lucis and Orchid, Twilight Orchid. Orchid Twilight? Twilight Orchid. Orchid Twilight. Well, we hope you return to us once again. 40k fun, exactly. You work for Erebus. Oh, gosh. So 30k fun. Erebus is still in 40k, isn't he? But yeah, we will go away from here now. Guys, it's just Karen. We should mention the Ukraine and the people of it, because they're having a rough time.
Send to Ukraine.
Pennies for Ukraine. That's the name of our campaign. It's still shit. It's arguably worse. Mostly because Putin isn't listening to his own advisors because they're too terrified to tell him anything. Yep, still a dick. What a surprise. So yes, if you have any pennies, please consider throwing them that way. Beyond that, we have the socials.
You can follow them. I sometimes post memes I make.
Yeah, the memes are quite good. Shall we tell the story of the last meme you posted? Where is it Josh and Humblewood?
Oh yeah, because you've DM'd in Humblewood so much. It's the distracted boyfriend meme, but it's Josh looking at Humblewood while other D&D settings look on with irritation because he just ignores them.
Eldritch Scribe is reading! Oh!
Hey! I'm so sorry, we're about to go.
We're about to fuck off. But you can hang around for our raid. We'll go and raid Phoenixy Wacky because they're doing a charity thing. So Dasha, Castellan just gifted you a sub, you lucky thing you. Never mind. That's okay. Raid. Throw those raid emotes up in chat. Eldritch Scribe, for those of you who don't know them, Eldritch Scribe are awesome D&D players as well. Pog. And one of our players on Thursday night, Daria, is also one of their players. Daria, surname redacted, plays over there. And Dez is an amazing dungeon master, an incredible storyteller. I have had the privilege of being DM'd by them for a one-shot and for Christmas, and it was excellent. It was truly fun. To
quickly recap what you missed, Beryl met a sort of old acquaintance, and they managed
a kid I locked up once.
Yeah, a kid you arrested once, and they found a treasure map because they're being harassed by an angry raven. And they followed the map mostly without incident. They managed to get past an enormous pig that was hiding under a bridge.
We killed a different pig, and it was delicious.
killed a different pig and slaughtered it, and then came across a much larger pig that they managed not to disturb, despite me making them roll loads of stealth checks.
Well, the level up we just did, I took a feat. I took the Fey Touch feat, and Misty Step just passed it. Because Misty Step is arguably the best feat. Arguably the best spell in the whole canon. Fight me. Look, I will say Zephyr Strike is also very good because it does most of the same things, but it also gives you extra damage. But it doesn't let you just straight up teleport, which Misty Step does. And I can do it once a day for free now, which is really cool. So guys, thank you so much for joining us. Smash that follow button if you fancy it. Poke, poke, poke. I enjoy that. I'm going to say Daria. That's who Zadasha is. That's who Daria is. Daria does amazing work. Daria is our artist for our channel. And I don't want to put that on her. She does art for our channel. But I don't want to pressure her to saying that she does all of our art. But she did do our chat emotes. So if you are a follower of us, or if you are a subscriber of us and you have chat emotes, you can use Daria's art to dictate how happy you are about it. Beyond that, yes, please smash the follow button, and we're going to go and raid people now as well. But Karen, who the heck are you?
I am Karen. I am a performer, a writer, a rabbit enthusiast. You can listen to my voice on the podcast There Be Dragons, where I play the very dragon-like, but not quite, Ryland Westfall. You can also follow me on social media things. I'm on Twitter as Mother of Bunnies. I'm on Instagram as my burlesque alter ego, Miss Lola Moore. If you do like burlesque / cabaret and live in Perth, Western Australia, I am in a show, Spectacle de Vaudeville, next Sunday, in the Planet Royale, Theatre Royale in Northbridge, in Perth. Oh my God.
I know more about
I'll try to remember all the details. At 7 p.m. So if you are in Perth and you want to come see me perform, I'm doing my watermelon act. So,
it's a good one.
Yeah, and actually, if I twist my webcam
if you enjoyed the song
slightly,
by Harry Styles,
you can actually see my watermelon boy hanging up there, because I need to fix the handles.
Because Mother of Bunnies also does circus stuff, because, not talented enough.
And I dyed those, by the way. I feel the need to brag about it every time it comes up. I'm like, I dyed those. They did not come in that color. I made them that color. Anyway, I'll be twirling them around my head in a sequin bikini on Sunday night. It'll be great.
Unfortunately, next Draconis can't join us.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll be there too, guys. If anybody is in Perth and is keen to come, I will be there filming it, so come hang out.
We'll be back on Thursday night for Humblewood Adventures as
yes,
well.
we will. You can also check out our YouTube. It is all up to date, so if you're wanting to catch up on the previous adventure of Beryl, then you can check that out over there. I am Josh the Pirate. I have been your humble player today. I have been Beryl Ingotsfury today. But if you want to find me in other places, I will be the DM over on Thursday night here on Corsair's Cove for Humblewood of Monsters and Magic. We will be having a special, exciting little one-shot with Daria, playing her new character Julio Switchgear, and Nikolai Kravchenko in his final appearance as Arthur Breakbill, who is they're going to have a bit of a pirate adventure, a bit of a swashbuckling story. It's rather on brand for me, weirdly enough. Beyond that, I am a part of the There Be Dragons podcast. You can find me. I am the infamous and deadly pirate Scan Felspar und his little dragon Frosh. A picture of Frosh is in the top right-hand corner of the screen, just up there. And that's his little face. He's my little dragon boy. He is inspired very much by my little boy Typhoid, my little dog who got run over by a car a couple of years ago, very sadly. He used to be our little mascot, and now he's not because he's dead. New episode coming very soon. Excellent, good to hear.
I did a bad Spanish accent for some ADR, so keep an eye out for that.
Alrighty. Well, we will go away now. Bunny on deck. They always come in at the end. Is it Guinea?
It's Guinea.
Hey, Guinea. I can't see her. Tilt. There she is. Oh, the bunno. Tori doesn't know how the door works.
He's
So
very
Guinea is the
stupid.
only one who comes in.
Oh, she's getting in the bed. Look, she's gonna get in the bed.
She likes sitting in the bed so that she can sit there and be like, "Ha! You can't come in, fool." Well, we will go away from here now and hacking Hopperino. We will raid Phoenix
Phoenix
Iwaki.
Iwaki is live.
Yes, they
If you
are.
want somewhere to go, they are also playing D&D. So if you want more D&D,
And they are playing with Swag and Dead Aussie Gamer. And Scarlet Song. This is special edition stuff. They don't normally stream this time of night, but this is homebrew content by Scarlet Song, I believe. If I am correct about what their chat said, about what their Instagram story was saying. So we will rate them. Guys, throw up your favorite raid emotes in chat. Tell them where you came from. Show them the love. Smash the follow button when you get there. Give them your love from us. Tell them where you came from. And yeah, do the things. We will be back Thursday night. I'll be back tomorrow night for Warhammer Total War if you want to come and hang out again. It was super fun hanging out this evening, guys. Have a lovely evening, and we shall see you very, very soon. Say goodbye, Karen.
bye-bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye-bye.